Check. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday night. I'm your host, MC Toon. This is MC Toon Live, and we've got Rad Vlad. Let me get him on screen. Well, hold on. It's all weird. Hold on. I'll get it just a second. And then oh my goodness. There it is. Rad Vlad, how are you doing today?
Good. I'm feeling good, man. I'm ready.
What was that?
I'm in beast mode.
Oh my gosh.
I'm ready to crash. I'm ready to crash all globe earthers.
So for reference, I last time you were on, your mom was in the house there, and we were talking with your mom briefly, like during the show, and she's like, "No, Earth's not flat," and I'm like, "Dude, can I talk to your mom this time?" And you're like, "Yeah." So
yeah.
later we'll get an interview with your mom.
Yeah. When things start getting a little boring between me and you, we'll go in there and she'll spice it up a little.
That'll be.
She's a character, yeah. She's good.
That'll be spicy.
Yeah.
All right. So now, last time you had we talked about some stuff, and I think you prepared something.
Right? Well, yeah, I emailed, last minute in the last second before you and me saw each other on this little screen. I emailed over a video, a couple videos. We'll go one at a time. But the first one I sent has to do with clouds being lit from beneath. And how it's possible on a flat Earth with a sun above the clouds. So I do a little. It's like a 1 minute video tune, and I'll demonstrate it, and I'll take that proof away from you guys. I'm sorry to do it, but that's one less you guys are going to have.
Yeah, all right. So you emailed. Oh, there it is. Okay.
It's the one with the Hulk. Hulk is like on Stonehenge.
You sent me.
Hulk.
You sent me 4. Oh my goodness! I got 4 emails from you.
Yeah, you're my buddy.
So which
4? And it's the first one. It says it should be the first one I sent you. It says
pre-K for Globies.
That's the one.
That's the. All right.
That's the one.
Pre-K, like pre-kindergarten. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You don't have children, so you don't know these spells, huh? Let's see.
I don't. Since when?
You should know if you. Oh, you do have children? Okay, because usually when you have kids, you know about pre-K. I didn't know about that until because they didn't have pre-K when I was a youngster. It was just like
you never
preschool,
made it. You didn't make it that far.
Yeah, I like the drawing part, but then when they said A equals C over D squared, I was like, "What the hell are you talking about, man?"
I believe
when letters became numbers. I didn't get that, man.
I believe you.
I was like, next.
And that's how you got to where you are today. So, all right, let me.
Oh, but geniuses, we go our own way. We don't follow the lambs, the flock of lambs. We venture our own way.
Okay.
You wouldn't know about that.
Okay.
So,
All right. So okay, I'm gonna get here. I've got it queued up. This is a minute 20,
yeah,
and
a little short.
is this safe?
I don't want to bore somebody with like a half-hour video. Yeah, it's safe. It's
Okay.
nothing.
All
No bad words.
right.
No,
No
I'm
mini.
not. I'm not immoral. I'm not a immoral degenerate like Craig, flight to flat Earth, or every other word is an F word.
Dude,
That guy.
my first communication with him was telling him to back off a little bit. That was the
Yeah,
first
I
time that we
believe it.
started talking.
He's
And
very
dude,
aggressive.
he is definitely improved. All right. Anyway, let's not talk about that. We've
Like, he's
got
like he's like Mike Tyson or something. That guy, man.
yeah.
The
He'll
old Mike
he'll
Tyson.
bite your ear off, man.
He's tough. Well, he's tough, boy.
And then he'll make
I
a
like
then
him too. I like Craig too, huh?
and then he'll sell you a grill.
Yeah, I'll buy it. I'll be buying it.
Yep, the Mike Tyson grill. All right, here we go.
Our globe Earth buddies believe because clouds
So
are
you got
lit
to
from
show it.
beneath by the sun, it
We don't
means
see the
the
video.
globe Earth.
Oh, hold on. I'll share it. If I share it to you, all right, hold on.
You got to see that. You got to see it. The talking won't see it.
It's on screen, but you
Well, I
don't
don't.
see
Okay,
it.
I don't.
You're the only
Okay,
one
that's fine.
that doesn't see it. But no, I'll
Okay,
I'll
okay. I'll keep. All
you
right.
want to see it.
I'll
It's
keep
fair.
quiet.
You can see
No,
it.
I don't
Hold
need to see it. I've seen it enough. I watched it. I watch my own videos like hundreds of times. I'm
on.
my biggest fan. I'll keep quiet and you guys watch it.
Well, at least you've got one fan. That's nice. Okay, here we go.
Is rotating away from a stationary sun. But as usual, they're wrong. Come on, guys, let me show you why. You see, it's really not that hard if you just give it a little try. You can see reality really isn't so hard to understand, even for globe earthers. All you gotta do is put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking across the floor. Come on, Globies, sing along. Just put one foot in front. Whoa, whoa. Easy, buddy. Steady. Don't fall. Put one foot in front of the other. There you go. And you'll be getting across that floor. There you go. It wasn't so hard. Wasn't that fun, guys? Look at that. Reality is really something. You just gotta put on your thinking caps and try a little harder, and you guys can get it too.
That's singing. That's singing.
That was my favorite song when I was little. That's from the Frosty the Snowman.
That's terrible.
Remember that?
That
What? Oh, listen, I'm not really this. I'm not expert at everything. I'm okay. I'm not the greatest singer. All right.
No kidding.
Okay. But I did take that proof away from you guys.
Okay. All right. So let's
you guys
review
can't use that one.
For reference.
You can't use that one anymore.
Hold on. For reference. This is about the bottom of clouds being illuminated after the sun has set. Right. So the sun is below the horizon.
Well, you didn't play the beginning part of the video.
I played the whole video.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll let you talk. You introduced the theory.
And then I just saw it today driving home from work. I saw the underside of the clouds lit up with direct sunlight. The sun was below the horizon. Things that are predicted on a globe and impossible on flat Earth. And so what you're showing here, I'm still on screen. We got Hulk laying there, and we've got the what your analog for the ground, and Hulk is the analog for the clouds, right?
Yeah, correct. And the light is above. You see from the
light
beginning
is
of the
above.
video.
Yeah. Now the difference is I'm in Minnesota, and there is not yet any snow on the ground. It's been warm here, so the ground is not white like your desk. The ground is brown and green, and rooftops which don't reflect light very well. I'm in the city, so when I was looking to the sunset, it was, the other side of the clouds that was getting illuminated is trees and houses and dirt. So it didn't have a very good reflective surface like you have here.
Well, but Tune, any ground, whether it's mud, whatever you can imagine, light, it will reflect off of there. It just will, no matter what. I mean, my table, I'll show you, it's gray. It's not white. I mean, here's the white. Let me see if I can show you. There's a white piece of paper. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So my table's gray. And I had a feeling you'd say something like that. But the fact is, I went to art school. No matter what surface happens to be around, light will reflect off of it. Whether I'm standing next, even if I'm standing next to a tree, there'll be some, well, I don't know about a tree really, brown light. We're not on top of trees. If I'm standing next to grass on a wall and light's coming at me, there'll be a green light on this side of my face if the grass is here.
Yeah, green.
Okay.
Green. Yeah, it'll be tinted the color of what it's reflecting.
Yeah.
So okay, so here in the Minneapolis
St.
Paul, in the Minneapolis St. Paul metro area, I'm looking towards the sunset, which was southwest, and to the southwest of me is more suburb, and so it's grass, which is greenish still or brown, and trees which don't have leaves right now, so brown, and evergreen trees which still have their needles, but they're like a pretty dark color, also in the brownish gray or brownish green family. No snow, and exactly nothing red or orange on the ground. Yet the light illuminating the bottom of the clouds was what color?
Well, listen, the sun is very bright, Tune.
Red. You said green, though. You said if you're at grass, you're going to have a green tint on you. And it wasn't brown or green or roof color. It was red. Yeah,
Tune, we're talking about great distances. I mean, if the green is right here, they'll be green. But the further you pull it back, it'll just be a light.
So green light
is like water, there's no color.
All right, so to be clear, I just want to be clear. So when light travels farther, it converts from brownish green to reddish. Is that what you're saying?
Listen to the lights from a distance. I haven't studied up on how the colors change when the sun moves further. You have a pink sky and orange, all these colors. But what I demonstrate is that all I'm showing you is something very simple. I'm not making it complicated. You're making it more complicated. I demonstrated that an object can be lit from underneath by a light that's above it.
Uh-huh.
So if you want to split hairs, go ahead. But I demonstrated.
I do want to split hairs. I do.
That's the only way you guys can win these
ever so much
back. It's the only way you guys can box back. I don't have to split hairs. I just showed it to you.
But
bam.
I showed it to you. But you didn't use anything similar to the color of the ground.
Well, I can do another video later. I'll do it on the on the ground. But also you got to give me then a bright bright sun. That sun is bright. Hey, you can't even look at the sun. It's so bright. So it's gonna be reflecting light like crazy, even off of rocks, man.
All right,
sun, you can't match it.
So
I have a little light in my water.
Here's what I'd love to see. I mean, I'm not demanding that you do it. I'll just say that I'd love to see it. I'd love to see a light that's more spotlightish, so it's a little better sun analog than your fluorescent light there. What was that? You're flexing.
I'm feeling the guns, man.
You gotta get it close because I got you cropped narrow. So you gotta get them like this.
When you work out like me, doing once in a while, you feel the urge to flex a little. You don't know what that's like.
There you go.
52 years old.
You're what?
52, man. 52.
Wow.
52 years old. 1971.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Good job. All right. So, anyway, Greg Andrews says that I'm rocking the Superman hair today. Yeah, look at that because I've got the right there. This I'm like I put it back and it comes down. No. The Clark Kent and then just wait. You won't know who I am in a second. Who am I? I'm still Tune. You might think that I'm just a mild-mannered software engineer, but no, I am Tune, crusher of flurfs.
You're a
glasses
dangerous
on.
man. Don't let the surface appearance fool you. Can't judge a book by the cover.
Yep.
You are a dangerous. Uh,
Yes. Look out for the danger. What? Look at the pipes.
Black.
Look at the pipes right there.
You present a different type of threat. It's a mental attack, like Revenge of the Nerds type of thing. You guys came up with the Tesla. Tesla's beat Lamborghini. Like the muscle cars get smoked. It's like Revenge of the Nerds. The Tesla, man, that thing. My friend wanted me to go for a test ride with him. I said, I don't really got other things going on, and he convinced me. It didn't look like a fast car. And when I got in, man, it's like being catapulted.
Really? I've never actually ridden in a Tesla.
There's videos that show them smoking like Lambos and Ferraris, like some car that like looks like your mom would drive it. It's amazing, man.
Okay, so all right, let me finish before I got off track because of your amazing flexing. Oh, before you know what, I will stay off track because MK Ultra, that'd be Many Karen, said, Vlad, you are so masculine, grr. That's
yeah, I agree.
Many Karen said that. What do you think about that?
Well, you have one honest fan there. Most of them are Vlad haters.
I don't know. If things don't work out with your wife, you've got that going for you.
The ladies are always on my side, though. So
are they? All right. Well, should I do a poll? I'll do a poll. I'm going to do a poll. Ladies, are you on Vlad's side? Yes, no, and I'm not a lady. There you go. There you go, people. So please try to vote honestly. Anyway, so what I was saying, let's get back to the topic. An analog on the ground. So you got your spotlight analog for the sun. Then you've got the ground that you want to have be an analog to the ground. So I don't know where you live in Vladistan. But I imagine somewhere to the west is things like dirt, grass, trees, buildings. So something that's a proper analog for that. So dirt, grass, trees, or shingles would be the ground, right? The ground. So you got the spotlight, you've got the spotlight, you've got the ground, and then you've got the the cloud analog, which would then be white. And so show how that comes up and then casts a reddish, orangish color up on the bottom of the cloud analog. That would be awesome.
Like that. The way you had it.
I don't.
You're flexing the forms a little bit there.
I don't know. It looked like you're trying to milk a sideways cow. They don't like it when you milk them sideways. They like it because they're vertical, not sideways. So don't milk the cow sideways.
I don't milk cows, man. You milk cows?
I have. I have.
I don't touch them.
I've milked a goat.
You did?
By hand? Yes. Anyway, so hold on a second. Many Karen says, do be so kind as to inform Vladikums that I'm a dude. Just Many Karen is a dude. And Many Karen finds you ever so masculine. Grrr. So there you go. Have I milked a cat? So hold on. Have you ever been to a Mexican restaurant?
Yeah, sure.
So I was at a Mexican restaurant and I'm reading the menu, right? I'm like, oh, there's this. And then I get to this whatever entree and they're like, this, and it's topped with Chihuahua cheese. And I'm like, how do you milk a Chihuahua? So, all right. Anyway, there's what I'd love to see. So, okay.
Well, you know what I'd like to see too? You need to show me the photo you're talking about, the scene you saw where you're coming from, where it's impossible for the sun to light the clouds via means of reflected light from beneath. I'd like to see your image as well.
Oh yeah, okay, that's a good
I'd
idea.
like you to take
I've
a
got
picture and show me
I've got
that.
a good collection of them. So let me.
Because it's a really simple thing. I mean, listen to the sun is so damn bright you can't even look at it. You can't look at it. Okay, you try to look at it,
Don't
you go blind. Okay,
don't tell me
you're
what to
right.
do.
Listen,
Okay.
you look at the sun for more than a minute. I mean, can you? You go
Well,
blind.
there are
So
actually. Do you know that there are
that
flat
bright ass.
earthers? There are flat earthers that are also that they like to stare at the sun. They're sun gazers. You know that?
I've heard of that. I've heard of that.
All right. So here's one. This is from Muriel, who lives in the same country as Many Karen. You see that?
It looks like it's lit from above. Those clouds are like lit. Aren't they lit? It looks
It's
like the lights on top.
it's lit from below, actually.
Well, but I'm seeing light on top too. I'm seeing you don't see light on top of that cloud
Nope.
way back there.
No,
Come on, man.
that's not the top of the cloud. That's the bottom of the cloud, but it's the near part of the bottom of the cloud instead of the far part of the bottom of the
Tune,
cloud.
tune,
So okay.
tune. Okay, the silhouette of the
All
landscape
right.
looks like bushes and trees. He goes to
All
the other
right.
one.
Here you go.
Yeah, I'd run from that one too if I'm
No, I'll
you.
go back. I'll go back.
So, well, this might not be sunset, man. I mean, that I'm looking at the silhouette of the land, and then the first cloud above it is lit from the bottom and top. So that's something I was saying. I was gonna say, but I didn't want to say it because I didn't have an example. But my Hulk, if you look at him, he's lit from the top and the bottom. So you've got the direct sunlight from the top from the sun that's above at a distance though. So it appears lower, but it's above. And you've got reflected light across the bottom of it there. So 100% proving reality, which
But
is what
Vlad,
I'm saying.
you missed the part where this is actually just the bottom. It's not.
You get a cursor to point to it.
No.
Okay, that first cloud, the first one above the land, Tune. You're telling me it's not lit. There's no light on top of it.
Correct.
Do a poll on that one. Ask your. Come on, man. That pink color. You're looking at the cloud. There's dark in the middle, like the shadow. The core shadow is dark. The direct light is on top. It's pink. Then you have the dark gray, and then the bottom has reflected light on it as well. The little lighter color light from a distant sun. The colors change a little as it goes through the air, to the different layers of air and whatnot. So you're proving my point with that one, man. I love it. Taking that proof away from you guys. You can't use that one anymore. I stomped it under my feet of truth. The hammer of truth is crushed.
Okay. We've got 155 votes on the poll so far.
Sweet.
All right. We ready for the next one?
All right.
Here you go.
We don't need any more. I got 100 votes. 150. Now you're going to another topic.
No, this is the same topic. This is lit from below. This is clouds lit from below.
Okay.
There you go. You see that mountain is casting a shadow up on the bottom of the clouds. How is that possible?
I'm getting a brain freeze right now. I've seen this one debunked, and I can't remember it right now, man. So I'm just gonna, unless it comes back to me. There's a flat earther who did a video on this, and he soundly debunked it. I can't remember right now what he said though, but that one, maybe I'll on the next meeting. I mean, I'm not gonna try to. I can't remember how to debunk this one, but it was. I'm not making it up. On the next time we meet, I'll flush this one down the toilet too.
Okay, I would love to see a physical analog of this one. Look how crisp that shadow is. It's not fuzzy. All right.
Like I said, I gotta go back to my sources, man.
All right.
I forgot how he debunked that one, but it was. I'm totally confident. I'll come back and smoke that next time.
All right. Oh, hey, Facty sent a couple here. I'll Facty. I have a good sized folder of it's called Impossible Pictures on Flat Earth, and so Facty has added 2.
Yeah, but let's not forget that Hulk in my video and the cloud you showed on the one before this. Now you're jumping to like shadows being cast, but we did prove clouds can be lit from beneath. And there's a guy named Matthew John in your comments. Matthew John was saying, oh, how dishonest Vlad, dishonest liar, had to move the stool to make it look like it was lit from beneath on the last video. Hey boy, I'm right and you're wrong. How you like that one? We just proved it.
You're supposed
Let
to
me
say,
hear you comment.
You're supposed to say,
Let me hear you comment this time.
Cash me outside. How about that?
I'm gonna step outside over it.
Oh, that's what you say. You say, cash me outside. How about that?
I like that one. Yeah.
Okay.
So I like to hear what he's got to say now. The smart guy, Matthew John. Let me hear you comment this time.
Here's from Facty. There you go.
Yeah.
What?
No. Well, again, like I said, Toon, you can show me 100 of these. I can't remember how I heard it. How I heard it debunktified, but
all right.
I can't deal with it right now. But like I said, I saw it, man, and I said, oh, that's a good one. I'll try it. That makes sense. I just right now can't remember it. People are gonna think I'm lying. That's fine. I'll come on again.
What color are those?
Orange.
Orange. Okay. I'm colorblind, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good one.
Well, look at,
there you go. Look at
the
that.
sun. Yeah, but why is the sun light or turn pink and orange from a distance?
Rayleigh scattering and me scattering. I think that's Rayleigh scattering.
Because of what? The way light scatters.
I think it's Rayleigh scattering is why it's reddish.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that same light that would be white if we were closer is gonna change colors across the board at that distance, whether it's being reflected from beneath or being shone from above. That's just how it goes. The way it scatters, man.
Oh.
That's just how it goes.
So you say I'd love to know the law of physics that describes how light traveling hundreds or thousands of miles changes color.
Why don't you know that? How does it change color? Because it does change color. It goes from
I don't know that it does change color. All I know is that you've said it changes color.
But why is that cloud orange then?
Or pink? I know the answer for the globe.
What's the answer for the globe?
Rayleigh scattering.
I got to have to look that up.
Yeah.
But
though I could be remembering it wrong, it could be me scattering, MIE.
Okay.
One or the other.
All right, whatever.
Yeah.
Either way, it works same on a flat Earth. As it gets far away from the viewer, there's a distance there where things change. The colors change.
Uh-huh.
So it can happen on round or flat. Same.
Is that the case? All right.
Yeah.
So you say. Okay, here we go. I'm going to end the poll when it gets to 200 votes. So I need 13 more votes on the poll. So people help Vlad out.
It was lit from beneath. I mean, all
right.
It's not even a vote. You don't need a vote. I mean, we could vote for fun, but we all saw it.
There's a good one.
Vote's nice.
Look at that. How'd that happen? What do you think?
What is going on here?
That would be crepuscular rays from below the sunset. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Well, again, I don't really know what you're talking about there.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm just this is my people send me these all the time. I love them. I'm getting a good collection of them. What do you think?
Well, that looks like my Hulk.
Well, except for the color. Yeah.
I'm not using the sun, and I'm not thousands of miles away. It's like right there.
Oh, here. This is not the sun. Don't be confused. That is a radio dome. It's called.
Mm-hmm.
See that?
And what? That's cool. What's going on here?
Well, it's more crepuscular rays. So the radio dome is casting a shadow through the air there, the sun, which is already set. It's below the horizon of the. It's behind the curve of the globe.
Okay, well, like I said, this guy, you know who it was? It was Taboo Conspiracy. He did a whole like 15, 20-minute video on this stuff, and it all got dealt with very, very handily, too. You know, and I just don't have it in front of me right now. But
all right.
You know.
Okay. Mr. Zero says that joke about Vlad not even making it to pre-K totally went over his head. Love it. Thank Titicaca. It's Toonsmas night. We'll marry Toonsmas to you too, Mr. Zero. Okay. There's some relevant things over here. Let me switch so that people can see your face there. Hold on, I gotta stop sharing here. There it is. Okay. Mr. Tube, Mr. Q-Tube of the Fa family, of the Q-Tube family actually, said that song is from Santa Claus is Coming to Town, not Frosty the Snowman.
Oh, okay. Well, it's been a while since I've seen those shows, you know. But Santa Claus is coming. Are you sure? I think
I'm not sure at all.
Probably. I won't contradict that. He could be right. He probably is right. When I said Frosty, it didn't seem right to me.
One of my favorite Christmas songs was in Elf.
I don't know that one.
You don't know? You don't know Elf?
Maybe I heard it. Can you sing it? Because I don't remember that Ian Elf.
No, you don't want me to sing. Well, no, because there are limitations set by the Geneva Convention, and
the copyright.
I would not. No, not copyright. Torture. I mean, so I would not want to violate that, because then they'd haul me off to Prague or The Hague.
For torturing me.
They'd haul me off to The Hague. I got that
joke.
Yeah.
I got that joke. For that other guy, I wasn't paying attention about the pre-K joke, maybe. This guy's...
I don't know.
I'm very critical.
Partially solved here. See that? Okay. So I've
got other things we can discuss,
okay.
But
let me catch up on these, and then we'll go to that while you're get those gears going. Skid Mark McGee says, "Get that man a Grammy. Beautiful singing, beautiful."
Thank you.
There you go, a Grammy. Janusz Taka says bird milk is a Hungarian food. Guess the recipe. I didn't know birds could be milked. I thought they were not mammals, but the Bible says that bats are mammals, so I suppose you could... No, the Bible says that bats are birds. And since they're mammals, they potentially could be milked. So I would guess that bird milk is a Hungarian food made from bat milk. All right. Striganus one says, remember, Flurfs can't think in 3D. That's a thing.
I've heard that said before. Why is that? I mean, I think it's more like you guys can't think in 3D, but we don't have to stop on that comment.
Yeah, if you say so.
I don't get it.
I
can't think in 3D.
I know. I agree. Pistina the First. Pistina says, I'm almost a half of hour late, but I can at the time at the pre-K came in at the pre-K comment too, and you didn't make it that far. Here, take my damn money, Mr. T. Oh, I'm Mr. T. Tune T. Yep. Janusz comes back and says, this talk about clouds makes me crave for bird milk. Check it out. Oh dear. Okay. All right. Gave me a link to bird milk. Yeah. Does everybody want to see the bird milk recipe? Here comes the bird milk recipe. Hungarian floating island, and then this word here, which I would pronounce Madartj. That looks pretty good. There it is. Julia Child's favorite dessert, fluffy egg white clouds floating on a perfect creme anglaise vanilla custard. Smooth and silky. It's the best once it's cooled and the cream settles and thickens properly. This is a classic European dessert of French origin called Oofs a la Nigue. Sorry, I totally screwed up the French there. In French, eggs in the snow, or Ile Flottanti, floating island. In Hungarian is called Madartej, bird's milk. Nice and very popular among kids and grown-up kids. It's easy to prepare, light, and extremely delicious. Well, there you go. Thank you for that. What do you...
Amazing.
Okay.
Protein drink.
Awesome. Okay.
Oh.
So, all right. She likes cider, specifically Dixon is the type of cider she likes. The says, thank Tuesday at Titicaca here in the Temple of Tune. Woo! Do you think Vlad's mom likes cider of the Dixon sort? Could you ask Vlad? Do you think that your mom likes cider of the Dixon variety?
Probably.
Okay. And we got maybe not a fan of Vlad. Says Vicanux says, Vlad, did you eat a lot of paint chips as a kid? No answer. There, take that, Vicanux.
What was the question? It sounded like you were speaking Chinese for a second. What did you say?
So wondering if you ate a lot of chips.
Kicking in.
Was wondering if you ate a lot of chips as a kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
I eat a whole bag. The whole bag of Doritos. I eat it.
Maybe a different kind. But okay,
I like the chip.
Nick Ann says, if USA is so great, why did they make USB? Oh my gosh, that is terrible. You know what USB is, Vlad?
No, I forgot. Sounds familiar though.
You don't know what USB is?
It's like that cable you use to plug in with the internet. USB cable.
Yes, it's to plug in the internet with the cable.
Yeah. I've heard of these. I've got
nope.
They call it a doodad.
I've got it. Right
these newfangled doodads. I've heard of them.
Here you go. This is USB, and then
that's it.
But then not satisfied with just 3 letters, you have to say the next letter after B. USB-C. There it is. USB-C.
That's the new kind?
Yep. Yeah, I can do 20 megabytes a second. Pretty quick.
Amazing. Wow.
It is. Okay. We're almost caught up here. CV McCullough says, bro, has a much definition as a pre-K textbook. Has as much definition as a pre-K textbook. There you go. Do this. Give us one of these. There you go. That's better. It. And then Mr. E-Man gifted 20.
This is what we're talking about. We're done with those pre-K books.
Yeah. All right. Then Mr. E-Man gifted 20 memberships. Thank you for that, Mr. E-Man. Okay. We're caught up. What was your next topic you wanted to check the email?
So check. I took away the one about you guys saying the clouds can't be lit from beneath. I just totally rocked that one. I proved how it was lit from beneath. The guys can't think in those terms, you know, that the just because the light is above, you can light something from beneath. So bam. So next, moving on to the next one.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So you want to start at 20 minutes on this Vsauce video?
No. Oh yeah. Well, wait a second. No. Well, before we go to that, I don't know which direction to go because you were really fumbling the ball last debate on that space flight theory, the impossibility of space flight. And I wanted to touch on that, but we could go to the Vsauce video and then come back to space flight because I wanted to really, hammer that one down. I wanted to take that one away from you completely. The space flight's impossible with the bombs exploding. You know, you've got a 2,000-pound spacecraft, and then you're gonna, try that here on Earth. We're gonna propel the spacecraft up into the sky by explosions. Like that used to work. Spaceflight used to work in our minds when it was presented that you enter this realm of space where everything floats. Then it makes sense. So you've got like 1,000 pound, space hunk of metal, but guess what? It doesn't weigh 1,000 pounds anymore. It's in space. It's floating. So all we need is like a little firecracker, and it can get it moving that way.
But it still has
and we all
mass.
bought it, huh?
Vlad, it still has mass. The mass does not change.
No, but what I'm saying is back when we were presented space as a realm where you step into it, like you step into space and now you're floating. Okay, when that was how we understood space,
dude, that was
travel.
always just fantasy TVs and movies.
Yeah, okay,
that was
right.
never
Fine.
that was never legit.
Okay, mainstream, but nobody was really talking about this stuff, before 2016. When did they start talking about, and so we just kind of let it go, and then
but they were
public,
I just think you weren't watching.
No, the public, the general public, and they still do. I mean, there's not many people really involved in discussing flat Earth versus globe Earth. It's still a minority of people, but I'll tell you, even today, 2023, the majority of people think there's this line where when you cross it, you're in space now and everything's floating, and it's not that high above Earth. It's I know the Carmine line is like 60 miles above Earth. The average Joe on the street is gonna tell you that, yeah, if we get to space, far enough from the Earth, which wouldn't be more than a couple 100 miles, let's say, let's go way past the Carmine line, we're all floating.
Okay.
That ain't,
Well, I know there's misconceptions about stuff, but
yeah.
let's not use the misconceptions. Let's instead use the actual conceptions.
Well, let me make my point. That was a misconception, and with that being the way people understood space, we could accept that you could have a heavy ass object up there, like a lunar lander, and that you could light off a little places around that ship where there's these little explosions. Then pop, and then if you want to turn this way, pop, and then it goes in. And then you turn the pop, and then go that way again. Okay, but
those aren't explosions.
No,
hold on. Just for clarity,
a little rocket blast.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, a lot of the time they're just pressurized gases. A lot of them.
Okay, but the way it works is like it's like a pressure, but it creates like a blast this way, so everything it's supposed to propel the craft in that direction. Okay.
Yeah, it's a
whether it's a rocket.
Yeah, third law of motion.
Fine, right. Okay, so that worked if space is a realm where everything floats like in water or less than water, like even light, like no gravity at all.
Well, yeah, you're in free fall.
Right. Okay, but see, when now that it's free fall, that bomb theory rocket blast, it's just not possible. It's not going to work anymore.
Why not?
It doesn't work because try that right here on the ground. If it's in free fall, it would be free fall 10 feet above the Earth. It would be free fall 10 feet above the Earth, same as it would 100 feet above the Earth, same as it would 1,000 miles above the Earth. It'd be in free fall. 1,000 miles above the Earth, it'd be in free fall. So let me see.
Hold on. Let's get rid of some misinformation. Hold on. There's some misconceptions here. Let's get rid of those. Okay. In orbit, when you're far enough away from the air portion of the Earth, so there's not a lot of air, you can be in orbit because you don't get a lot of friction from the air. So if you're down here close to the ground, you get a lot of friction from the air, so you could not maintain orbit. You'll slow down. If you get far enough away, past the Carmine line, it's like Carmen San Diego, not Carmine.
Oh, that was like Carmine Ragusa. Okay, no, Carmen San Diego.
There you go. Okay. So you're up far enough. You're past where there's lots of air. Then you can move sideways fast enough that the centrifugal force of going around and the centripetal force of the downward acceleration are in balance with each other, so that the up and the down together are in balance. You get a net zero, essentially. Yeah. That's free fall. So then when you're in free fall, then you can use these retro thrusters and pop out a little bit of compressed gas in one direction or another direction. It'll change the orientation of your craft a little bit. Okay, so what's not possible about that?
Okay, so now the part that's not possible. Now let's take what you just said and let's turn that craft, those thousands of pounds of metal, towards the moon, which is quarter million miles away. Okay, so how are you gonna shoot it up there now?
Oh, so then you fire the big rocket.
Okay, but then you need some air for that thing to really work.
Good
You're not
idea.
gonna
How about you have one tank for the fuel and one tank for the air or
one tank for
oxygen?
the fuel, one tank for the fuel, one tank for the air.
For the
What do you?
oxygen, we'll use oxygen instead of air. It's a little more efficient.
Or like an oxygen blast.
Well,
It's
no.
a
So
blast
so
of
so you mix. What you do is, and different rockets can be made of different things, but the general idea is often the same outside of hypergolic fuels. But let's ignore that for a second. So you've got, let's say you've got kerosene, which is essentially rocket fuel, kind of kerosene. A lot of it is kerosene. RP1, I think, is mostly kerosene. Take that and take oxygen, right, and then mix them together and then put them into the chamber, the combustion chamber where there's fire already, and
Okay.
you could have a couple different ways to get the fire in there, but let's just say the fire's already in there, and it gets there, it's already mixed, it comes in there, and it says, hey, there's fire here. We have fuel, we have fire, we have oxygen. That's the triangle. That's the three things we need for fire. And then, hey, we're gonna be on fire too. So then it's on fire, but then it goes from a liquid state to a burned state. So it's significantly larger in volume, and it's gaseous, and it says, well, there's not enough room for us. We're going to have to go out the back end of the combustion
I'm
chamber.
following.
So there you go.
All right, I'm following. So let me learn. I'm learning a lot from you right now. Let me see how this all worked.
Give me that which I
go,
desire, says Ken.
yes. Now, so again, now I hear what you just said. So I'm gonna present it this way. Again, going back to the days when we thought space was a free floating realm. It wasn't a free falling realm. Okay, let's go back to those days.
Okay.
In those days, another thing people would say is, and I heard it from my friends whose like father worked for NASA. Or, I remember some guy supposedly said, and I understood it this way: if you had like 1,000-pound rock in space, you just pushed it with your finger, it would forever go in that direction.
Yeah,
okay?
As long as nothing else is gonna interact with
it.
Yeah.
No, but the Earth would pull it down. If it was 100 miles above Earth in space, let's say it was 1,000 miles above Earth.
Yeah.
That's where space big time, right?
Currently in orbit?
No, it's just there, like free, just hanging there.
So we're gonna teleport it up to 100 miles above the Earth, and it's not moving. Well, what's its movement relevant? But what's its movement relative to the surface of the Earth?
I'll tell you why. Because in those days, we believed that it just takes one push, and because space is a free floating zone, one push in the precise direction will get that spaceship to the moon with all the astronauts. Okay, it didn't take any more accelerant.
Oh,
now,
no, that's not right.
Hold on. Well, you're okay. Right, it's not right. Okay. What you're telling me is that there was an accelerant being fired off the whole way to the moon.
Not the whole way, but yeah, some of the way.
Well, I mean, somebody needs to propel it. So that's just brand new news. So for how many days did they travel to the moon?
It was about 3.
It was like 10 days.
I think it was
3
about
days.
3. Yeah.
So for 3 days they had enough. They fired off. For 3 days they could fire off enough of this fuel.
No, they didn't fire. They didn't fire for 3 days. They fired they fired for a short amount of time to get up to speed, and then they coasted. And while moving away from the Earth, they were decelerating because the Earth's gravity was pulling them back. But they did the math.
It's a long way, but for 3. Yeah. So you can shoot a rocket at a certain speed, and it's just gonna keep going up for 3 days without more.
Yeah,
no way.
Exactly. And then, but once it transitions from, just a second, this is the cool part. At some point, closer towards the moon, the gravity between the Earth and the moon is in balance, and then on the other side of that, they're accelerating toward the moon, and of course, then they reverse the ship so that they're pointing, the butt end of the ship the other direction. And then when they get close enough to the moon, they've done the work and they've figured out how much thrust they need to do. They use the rocket formula. They turn on the rocket again to slow down so that they can go into orbit around the moon.
So how many days did they need to thrust with that oxygen of fuel through space?
Yep.
For how many days?
Not days. It was, I don't know offhand how long it was. I would say minutes to not probably hours, probably some number of minutes.
Minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, we were able to fling it 250,000 miles away with minutes. How much did it weigh? How much did that spacecraft weigh?
I don't know how much the Apollo modules weighed.
Yeah, like
what their mass was offhand.
I don't want to lose connection with you, but normally I'd go to Google. I'd say, how much did the space modules weigh?
It probably doesn't really matter. It'll be some couple thousands of kilograms.
A couple thousand pounds.
Kilograms, not pounds.
What's a kilogram?
A kilogram is a measurement of mass. A pound is a measurement of weight. In this environment, weight is not quite applicable because weight is dependent on a force being applied to it. And in this when you're in orbit around the Earth, for example, your accelerations are canceled out. So you're essentially your weight, right? F equals ma. Do you remember that? Okay. This is force equals mass times acceleration. It's one of the most basic, highly used formulas in physics. It's the second law of motion. So you have force equals mass times acceleration. So you have mass, which is the number of kilograms. And if you accelerate them, that's then the force is on the other side of that equation. So to accelerate a mass, you need a force. That's what the rocket does.
Okay, Tim. How fast were they going? 25,000 miles an hour? Is that the?
I don't know offhand either.
You're MC2. How do you not know this stuff?
How fast? Well, part of it is their velocity was constantly changing, because once you accelerate toward the moon, then as soon as you turn off your thrusters, then you are decelerating because you are still in the gravity well of the Earth.
They calculated all that? I didn't know that speed was variable. I thought it was a constant speed. So it varies, the speed was variable. So that's a hell of a math problem to figure out. You're trying to
certainly is, yeah.
So you're trying to shoot a bullet at a moving object, at a moving target. And you're on a moving object. The Earth was moving, so you want to shoot it there, and it's going to change speeds, but the target isn't changing speed; it's constant. So the bullet you shoot is going to change speeds unpredictably, really. Because did the pilot know exactly when to push the button, like when to decelerate, when to accelerate? I mean,
yeah,
he had to down to the millisecond. We're going. A quarter million miles away. If you're off by one hair, you're going to be off by 1,000 miles.
But you're right. But Vlad, they can make changes mid-flight too. They're not just going and then they're not checking 2 days later. They're like, I wonder where we are. No, they're constantly verifying where they're at. So I got a couple people in the chat that have named a couple things. We've got Baba Ali says that it was 123,000 kilograms. You see, but that doesn't mean much to you, does it? Huh? That doesn't mean much to you, does it?
Well, it will once I understand it. 123,000?
123,000 kilograms. No, I haven't verified this, so I can't tell you for sure. Okay. Apollo 18 Mike says the lunar lander was 33,500 pounds, and the command module was 30. Yeah. Lunar lander, that's the part that went to the moon.
That's the part that flew through space?
No,
or the part that landed that broke off.
That's the part that went to the moon only, and the command module.
How was the whole tamale? How much was the whole tamale?
I'm getting there.
I was way off. It's way heavier than I was even thinking. 33,000 pounds, man.
Oh, that's only half of it. The command module was 32,000 pounds. Yeah.
Okay. So 32,000 plus 50.
Of course. Now, when you say pounds,
you guys are in big trouble here, man.
Hold on. When you say pounds, it's pounds is there's an assumption when you say pounds because you need to know the acceleration. So that would be on the surface of the Earth.
How much did it weigh on the surface of the Earth? That's what I want to know.
That's the answer. And I've not verified this. This is just from Apollo 18 Mike, and so.
Apollo 18 Mike sounds like he knows what he's talking about when it
He,
comes to
he,
Apollo.
he does, but because it's in his name. Yeah.
Like rad, like I know about being rad, it's like
You do.
So he's a Apollo Mike. I trust Apollo Mike knows how much Apollo weighed. The man loves it. So 30. Let me see. We got 5. I'm doing a math problem here. Carry the 1. No, 6. It weighed 60. I have to use a pencil paper to figure this one. I'm so excited. I can't. It was 65,000 pounds.
Okay.
Okay. So I can't even. It's hard to comprehend how heavy that is. 65,000 pounds. A car is like 2,000 pounds. Yeah. I don't think it couldn't be this much. It couldn't have been this damn big, man.
So now Baba Ali says 123,000 kilograms, which is even more.
Whoa. Okay. So we're talking. So now what they want us to believe is that they had some fuel here, some rocket fuel, whatever is oxygen, and they fired off that accelerant. I might not be saying there's they blasted that off for a couple minutes.
Somebody said 320 seconds. So
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
For
Again, unverified, but yeah.
They fired. Okay, but it wasn't for 9 hours, right? It wasn't for 9 hours.
Yeah, 323 seconds.
Okay, they fired there for some seconds, and they were able, and with that amount of blast, they were able to propel a 65,000 pounds worth of stuff 250,000 miles away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's where
dude, hold on, dude. It's too damn heavy. It's just too heavy, and there's not enough.
Hold on,
of that propeller. It feels far enough the whole way.
Just a second, Vlad. Just a second.
I can't take this thing. No matter how strong I am, and with no air, take away all the air. I can't take this thing and throw it 1,000,000 miles, man. It's not going to happen. It's going to fall back.
Vlad, just a second, Vlad. I'm guessing that in high school, when it was optional to take physics class, you chose not to take physics. Is that right?
Listen, don't try to get smart with me now.
I'm not trying. No.
Get a piece of paper. It's not possible, Tim. You want to make a math problem. Now Tim wants to go to the paper and pencil.
No, I just want to make sure. Vlad, I want to make sure because I don't want to talk over you. I don't want to, because if you have the background information, then I'll talk as if you do, and if you don't, then I won't. I'll address you at where you're at.
Okay. Listen, have you heard of quantum physics?
Yes, I've heard of it.
Okay, I developed that. That comes from me.
Oh my gosh.
So you can talk all the physics you want, brother. I'll follow you. I've pushed heavy cars. Your friend runs out of gas, or someone on the street runs out of gas, and you jump out here, help them push. Okay, man, you see the weight. That's a car. That's a 2,000-pound car, 1,000-pound car. Now you tell me they were able to hurl something so much heavier than that through the sky.
Yes.
While gravity, with a 300-second blast, while Earth's gravity is pulling it back.
Yes.
65,000 pounds, man. I got oceanfront property in Arizona. I'd like to sell you.
So Vlad, all right, let me give me a chance to talk. Give me a chance to respond to that. All of this can believe it, I don't just a second, Vlad. Yeah. All of this can be understood at a basic level with the type of physics that I was talking about that you would take in high school. Now, you don't need to have taken physics in high school. It's an optional class, and people didn't always take it, so that's fine. People don't. I wouldn't expect that somebody who did not take that to understand it. But you do need to understand that this is not something that high schoolers can't grasp. So how much force you need to apply to a certain amount of mass to achieve a certain velocity is a rather simple equation. It's called a kinematic equation. There's 4 of them. You pick the one that fits the problem. You apply it. You say, okay, we need to apply this amount of thrust. Okay, well, how do we apply this amount of thrust? Well, a little more complicated to figure out how much thrust you'll get out of a rocket, but that's certainly rocket science. But let's just take the number from the rocket scientists instead of doing it ourselves, because it's rather complicated. Let's just take the number that say, well, you can get this much force from a rocket of this type. Well, then you can say, okay, cool, we could get X force. How long do we need to apply that force to get up to the speed we need? Boop, boop, boop. 320 seconds is what you need, which is five and a half minutes about.
Okay. 5.5 minutes. Okay.
So
that's a
all
nice
of
story.
this,
That's
all
a
of
nice
this
story you're telling me.
But Vlad, just so you know, all of this is not that complicated that it is taught to high schoolers. So it's really, it's not a nice story. This is rather basic physics, because when you get into college and you start taking university level physics, this stuff is assumed to be known very well.
All you just said is that basically you could have basically what you're saying is if a rifle fires a bullet, there's a little bit of gunpowder in that rifle, and if you pull the trigger, that blast is going to shoot that bullet.
There's recoil on the rock.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a little recoil, and you're gonna send a projectile. You're gonna send that bullet out, a certain distance, and it's gonna drop back to the ground. So that's all you said. What I'm saying is that you can't shoot a 65,000-pound bullet a quarter of a million miles up from the Earth.
It's already up.
But gravity's pulling it down.
But it's in orbit. So the first thing that they did is they went from the ground up to orbit, and so they're already in orbit around the Earth. So they're in free fall up. And they've already got that velocity too. Yeah, they go around the back of the Earth, and they come when they're starting to point towards the Earth. They're like, gun it. 5 minutes of rocket blast. Now let's instead of having oxygen and rocket fuel, let's get Rad Vlad, and let's get him some Rambo machine guns, one in each hand.
Wow.
Right? Can you see yourself standing? You got these Rambo guns. You're like, oh, and you point it out the back towards the bottom, and you just let loose. You go, bah, 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 right? And you're just going mad. They're like, go for 5 minutes, dude. Just go for 5 minutes. Now, you would never get tired in 5 minutes of blasting those guns, would you? Never. Right?
No.
So sorry. There you go. You're sitting out the back, and you can scream yippee-ki-yay, whatever comes next.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. It's just not enough. There's just not enough energy.
You can't say it's not enough without having done the actual work. Okay.
Well, let's do it.
You need to do the actual work. You need to do the actual work to say it's not enough.
It's just not. How fast? Okay. Let's ask Apollo. Mike. What's his name?
Apollo 18 Mike.
Apollo 18 Mike. How fast were they going upwards? What was the speed of that lunar module?
Upward. What do you mean upward?
Yeah, they went up. There's up and down. They went up.
They're in orbit. They're already in orbit.
Okay, but at some point, the Earth is behind and they're going forward. So they could have went. They didn't go down. They go down. Were they falling down? They had to fight up. They were fighting Earth's gravity.
Once they're all right, so hold on. They're in orbit, and so down is. They're in free fall, so they don't feel down. They don't sit there and say that way's down because they're in free fall. Their bodies are like, we don't know which way's down. But you could look at the Earth and you say, okay, towards the Earth is down, so we're gonna now stop being towards Earth. We're gonna put Vlad out the back door and have him shoot those Rambo guns. And now we're moving towards the moon. Now once they're away from the Earth, they're like, which way's down? Well, I guess we could say down is towards the Earth, but we could also say down is towards the moon. But we could also say it doesn't really apply right now.
No, it does. According to the globe Earth model, any direction away from Earth is up, right?
When you're near the Earth. When you're away from the Earth, no, not anymore.
Well, okay. So now there's quite a bit of distance you've got to cover to escape Earth's gravity and start getting pulled in by the moon, which barely any gravity on the moon, by the way. Sorry to tell you, the guys were hopping around on the moon.
Yeah.
I already said that. Cable they were on. Sometimes you'd see the light flashing off the little cable that was attached to the helium balloon. The astronauts had. But never mind that. There was a big helium balloon, dude. I've seen videos. There was a big helium balloon out of the camera site and a little cable that came down,
Oh my
and
gosh.
that's how the
Vlad. All
astronauts
right.
were like bound. They're like
Vlad, hold on.
bouncing
Hold
around.
on. Hold on. This
If
is
you panned up with the camera, you'd see the balloon, and sometimes the light would shine off the cable, so
no.
people could.
Hold on. Hold
That's
on.
why we
Vlad.
believe this stuff.
Vlad.
That's why
Vlad.
we don't believe this stuff.
Vlad, hold on.
There's
Hold
like
on.
a
Hold
little
on.
cable
Just a
there.
second. Just a second. How big of a helium balloon would you need to lift a person, a full adult male?
It was big. It was big, man. It was probably the
Do you
size of like
know?
a garage. It was probably the size of like a house or a garage. It was big. It was like the
You,
house. I saw it. I
you
seen them
saw, I know
on
you saw that movie.
It was on no, it
Oh,
was on the
yeah. You,
Apollo reality
no,
.com.
no, the movie you're thinking about is Up. It's called Up.
Okay, how big was the balloon? How big does the balloon have to be? How big? How big?
It's
Well, the size of a garage.
enormous, enormous. Oh my gosh.
Not to make him fly away, but just lighter on his feet, a little lighter on your feet. You know, they were light on their toe. They were light on their tippy toes. Coon. No, they had a decent size. They had a big ass room with blacked out walls, curtains hanging down those walls. They had them. They had the set, the film set, and there was a cable and attached to some kind of a big ass balloon. Man, it
There's
was
no
big.
cable.
It was big.
There's no cable. All right.
We see it. We
Say?
saw the cable.
Can you say
We saw
squirrel?
the cable.
Can you say squirrel?
Huh?
Squirrel.
Who, me?
Squirrel.
Why you want me to school?
I wish they say squirrel and then look off to the side.
What are you talking about now? Changing the subject.
I wish to say squirrel and then look off to the side.
Squirrel.
There you go. From Up. Love it. Okay. So, okay. And I all right. So the thing you said, the gravity of the moon is less than the gravity of the Earth. Yes. And so when they were moving,
because hold on. So you're saying at some point we get close enough to the moon where the moon's doing all the work. Okay, I follow you.
Yeah, you're accelerating. You start at some point. You stop accelerating towards the Earth and you start accelerating towards the moon.
And what I'm saying is that's an awful long ways before that even begins to tickle the Apollo lander a little, because the moon's got so little gravity. The guys were just bouncing around on there.
Yeah, about 1/6 down.
Okay,
at the surface,
so for the moon to suck 65,000 pounds towards it, man, that's not going to start happening.
It actually doesn't
start happening until you're. That's not going to start happening until you're like right in front of the moon. You're like looking at it's like right in front of your nose, and now we kind of fall into it.
We could probably approximate. We could probably approximate where that might happen. About 5.
Know that.
We could approximate just off the top of my head. I could be wrong. My approximation would be 5/6 of the way to the moon is where that watershed would be.
Yeah, that what you just said seems logical. If it's 1/6 gravity of Earth, then when we're 5/6 the way there, that last 1/6 the moon would start to work a little in our favor, right?
Okay, I've got an answer for you from Apollo 18. Mike says the third stage of Apollo 11, that's the part that orbited the Earth and then went towards the moon. Out of orbit midway in its second trip around the Earth and onto its lunar trajectory at an initial speed of 24,200 miles an hour.
See, I knew that better than you, Toon. I said 25,000 miles is escape velocity. You didn't know that. How did I know something you didn't know?
I don't know. That's amazing. That's one.
Yeah.
Hold on. I should take notes.
I know my.
I should. Where's my notebook? Where's my notebook?
So me.
I'll just keep track right here.
The genius Rad Vlad and the genius Apollo Mike, we both knew the same facts. Like I said, he said the exact number. He's a little bit ahead of me, but it's approximately 25,000 miles.
For clarity, that's not the escape velocity, but okay.
Well, okay, so they're going about 25,000 miles per hour. Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably be at the end of their boost, end of that 5.5 minutes, and then after that, as soon as they turn off the thruster, then they start decelerating.
Okay, so you boosted up to, let's say that's possible. Okay, fine. As far as the story goes, I have doubts about that speed, but okay, let's just follow the story, the narrative. They boosted up to about 25,000 miles an hour, and they had energy propulsion for 3 minutes, 3 minutes
Five,
of
five
that.
and a half, 5.5, I think is
Five and
what
a half
somebody said.
minutes. 5.5 minutes, and then all the propulsion stops. Okay, so you just went for 5.5 minutes, and you've got to fly for about 2 days, and you're carrying 65,000 pounds. Man, the minute that rocket blast stopped, it would have meant maybe another. It might would have went another mile and drop right back down into the ocean.
But Vlad, let me say,
at best,
you didn't,
at best,
Vlad,
at best, it would have went.
all of that, Vlad, all of that can be done with high school level physics.
I'd like one of your
but
guys.
you didn't do it. You didn't do it.
Well,
you just said no.
Yeah. No, well, look. Listen. I challenge one of your listeners, right? Whoever's listening right now. If you're good at math and you can handle this problem, I'd like to know if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'd love to hear it.
You're wrong. I just told you.
Estimate, okay. Well, let me hear the numbers. Let me hear the numbers, because you believe one way, I believe another. I've lived on this planet for 52 years on the globe Earth. I know what heavy things feel like. I know when I push something, I know how far it can go. If it's heavy, it's not going to go very far as when it's light. And this number, I can't even really comprehend.
It doesn't matter how much the mass is. Once you get up to speed, the momentum is the momentum.
Okay. But gravity's still acting on it. And you took a 65,000 pound hunks of 65,000 pounds of metal, and you propelled it 25,000 miles an hour, and you stopped.
Yep.
Okay. Whether it was for 5 minutes.
Now it has that momentum. That momentum doesn't go away.
Of course it does. Of course it does. Of course it does. Okay. But I'm saying, let's say that worked for 1,000 miles, which is probably unlikely. It would have dropped back down.
Why not?
Let's say the 25,000 mile boost, 25,000 miles per hour. That kind of tells you something right there. It goes 25,000 miles in 1 hour.
That's the velocity.
And the moon is about 250,000 miles away. So there's something to help that math problem. Now you're gonna
go ahead.
You're gonna blast.
Finish. Wait, finish. That's you're doing good. We'll finish that math problem.
Yeah. So for one, so if you listen, man.
Don't stop. Don't stop. You're on the right track. You're on the right track. 25,000 miles an hour, and it's 250,000 miles away from the Earth.
Okay, so that the minute the accelerator shuts off, you're starting to decelerate, according to you and according to me. If you're not getting that rocket blast going, you're going to start slowing down because Earth's grabbing on you.
Yes.
And I'm not going to do the math problem.
By how much?
But I would say, listen, let your listener do the math problem. Okay, whoever knows physics out there, I'd love to hear the math problem. I'm saying a 65,000 pound hunk of metal is going to not go more than 1,000 miles.
But Vlad, let me give you a little hint. Let me give you a little hint.
5,000.
Hold on.
Yeah.
The mass doesn't actually come into it. When you do the actual application of physics, the mass of the object does control how much.
No problem. No problem. No,
determines its momentum, but the acceleration on it is the same regardless of the mass.
So let's say it's a 5-pound dumbbell. That's fine. Take a 5-pound dumbbell. Yeah, I got you. You're right. Let's take a 5-pound iron dumbbell and blast it at 25,000 miles per hour for 5 minutes. It ain't going.
Well, at the end of 5 minutes, it's going 25,000 miles an hour.
Okay, right. That's fine. Yeah, it's gonna go up. It's gonna go up for not more than 1,000 miles. That's generous. That's very generous. And it's gonna start to come back down.
Why?
It's not enough power.
Why?
That's not enough power. Because
we're not talking about power. We're talking about velocity.
Well, let's let someone do the math.
You got to use the units right.
Well, shoot a bullet. If you shoot a bullet up in the air, how fast does the bullet go?
It varies a huge amount based on the gun. But you're talking about in the atmosphere.
Well, let's see a rail gun. Hold on, a rail gun.
It doesn't matter. It's still in the atmosphere.
Okay,
it's very. The wind resistance is a dramatic thing. When you're outside of the atmosphere, then you don't have that wind resistance.
Okay. Let's take the rail gun. Take a rail gun, and I think they go 8,000 miles an hour. I'd shoot it up, get it up there to space, and shoot one of those projectiles up there. You ain't gonna make it not even close to the moon.
Why not?
But so I don't. We can talk back and forth.
All you've done is say it won't work. That's all you've done, though. All right, so let's do this. People are saying I should go through. It's not common sense. Common sense says it's totally possible. There you go.
No, you can't. You go 25,000 miles an hour, and whether it's a 5-pound dumbbell or a 65,000 pound spacecraft, and you shoot it at that speed, it's not going to travel for 3 days before it starts coming down.
Why
it's
not?
Just not. That's not. It's not enough power.
Why not?
It's not enough energy. It ain't enough.
Why not?
Well, it's a railgun goes 8,000 miles an hour, so 25,000 miles is 3 times more. Just a little bit more than the railgun. And the railgun bullets, they flop down. When you shoot it straight, it's going to flop back down.
All
right. Hey, I know another thing. Hey, look, if I drop this pencil,
let's do this. We're gonna do it.
Just the math. Let one of those nerds of yours figure out this problem, and you guys will see I'm right and you're wrong.
Hold on. No, we're going to do it right now. I'm not scared of it, Vlad. You're not either, right? You're not scared of the math.
If I drop this pen and a railgun fires a bullet, which one hits first? Same. If I drop this pen and a railgun at the same time fires a bullet, 90 parallel to the ground.
All right, Vlad.
Which one hits first?
We're doing the math. All right. Here we go. But we're going to do it in SI units because that's how you do science. 25,000 miles an hour is 11,000 meters per second. Okay.
Okay. Why are you going 5,000? We're going 25,000 miles.
I did 25,000.
The moon is a 250,000 miles away. The moon is 200
miles per hour. 25,000 miles per hour. All right.
Hold on.
You see that?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So we've got the velocity approximately of the rocket when the booster stopped. So now we need to get the distance to the moon.
Why don't we let Apollo Mike do this math problem?
No, we're gonna do it right now because it's not that difficult. 380,000 kilometers.
What's 380,000 kilometers? The moon? No, do miles. We're talking miles right now. Miles.
We're doing it in SI units because that's how you do science.
How far is the moon from Earth?
Right there.
Kilometers.
380,000 kilometers.
Okay, let me write that down.
Okay.
So we're going 25,000 miles an hour, but we're doing 380 kilometers. So it's already getting a little confusing here.
I know, but we're doing science. So when science is done in metric or SI units. So our velocity is 11,000 meters per second. Our distance is 380,000 kilometers, which we're going to need to convert to meters.
What's that 11 again?
11,176 meters per second.
Okay, 11. Okay,
so now, where they were in Earth's orbit when they initially stopped boosting was somewhere above the Earth, away from the Earth. I'm going to guess that they're about 80%. This is just a rough guess. 80% of the acceleration due to gravity. So instead of 9.8 meters per second squared, let's round up to 10. We're going to say they're at about 8 meters per second squared.
I'm not following you now. Man.
Okay, so on the surface of the Earth, the downward acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meters per second squared. That's what we're feeling down here.
They only blasted for 3 minutes, so you're not 80%.
No.
Okay,
this is a different thing now. This is how much is gravity pulling them down is the question. Mm-hmm. The answer is approximately 80% of the downward acceleration that we feel on the surface of the Earth. Now, as they move farther away, that's going to reduce. But let's get that initial amount, right, when they turn off the booster to see what happens. Okay.
You're telling me you're already 80% less gravity pull after only firing for 5 minutes?
Yeah, because they're far away from the Earth. So in low Earth orbit, you get about 88% of the downward acceleration due to gravity when you're in low Earth orbit. But they were not in low Earth orbit when they turned off the booster. When they turned off the booster, they were already pretty well
Now,
away from
these
the
are
Earth.
already numbers that no one can verify. No, these are just stuff that now we're getting from the guys on the
Oh no, this is
International Space Station.
definitely.
You're 80%.
No, this is easy to verify. This is just high school physics. You didn't take it. You're not. I wouldn't expect that you'd know this, but just understand, Vlad, that there are millions and millions of Americans that understand this very well.
Okay, but you're telling me you know for a fact if you go a certain height above the Earth, you're going to weigh 80. You're going to be 80
You're gonna,
only 80% of what you really weigh.
yeah,
You've never tested that.
it's certainly the case.
You've read that in a book. Well, you've read it in a book.
Yeah,
but you read in a book. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the evidence. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna say roughly 8.
I haven't seen that evidence.
Doesn't matter. Roughly 8 meters per second squared is going to be your acceleration toward the Earth when you initially turn off the boosters. Sound good? So you're moving.
Say that last part again.
Roughly 8 meters. Roughly, your acceleration toward the Earth is about 8 meters per second squared.
Okay.
Okay. And you're moving at 11,000 meters per second.
Okay, yeah, but you got to add to that. But you're not just starting from one point and being pulled towards the Earth at that 3 point something. You're fighting against it, so that increases that.
Yeah,
pull.
That's what I'm saying right there. That's what this is. This is the fighting against value. 8.
It'd be more than 8 if you're going up. It's 8 if you just stop here and fall. You're going you're going 8 miles per second.
8 meters per second. It's the same. Okay, it doesn't matter how fast you're going. The amount of the acceleration doesn't vary based on your velocity. It's the same.
But if you're going up, isn't that harder than just being stationary and dropping?
Yeah, because you're working against that.
Yeah. Okay. So you're factoring that in.
I'm including it. So let me draw. Okay. I'll draw a picture. Somebody suggested I draw a picture. I'll do that. That's a good idea. So here we are. We've got the Earth. We've got so here's how it works. You've got, it was in orbit. It orbited like twice. And then at some point it says, okay, right here, put Vlad out the back door with his Rambo machine guns and have him go crazy. All right. So there you go. Now you're going toward the moon. The moon's off the page that direction. We can't see it. Okay. So then they turn off the boosters, and right at the end of that arrow, we're going to say it's about 80% of the gravity of the surface of the Earth. Just nothing, not to scale, of course. Right. So approximately 80%, we're guessing. Okay. So that's 8 meters per second squared toward the Earth, that direction. They've been boosting this direction, but it turns off. So they've got a velocity this direction and an acceleration that direction. So the very first second that they're moving this way with no boosters, they reduce their speed from 11,176 meters per second to 11,168 meters per second. That happens the first second. So after the first hour of applying an 8 meters per second squared downward acceleration, what's the new velocity? Assuming everything's linear. So you've got 8 as per second. So you got to multiply by 60 to get per minute. Multiply by 60 to get an hour. You lose 280. 28800. So you lose right there 28,800 meters per second.
Okay.
That didn't work right. Hold on a second. What did I do wrong? I did something wrong. Because I got 11,000 meters per second velocity. What did I do wrong? Hold on. I think I did the math wrong. 8.
You probably did it right, but this is looking unfortunate for you, for your side. know, yeah. That's what I like about the numbers, man. I love numbers.
All right.
I love the numbers. The numbers don't lie. We can have my opinion. I can have your opinion. You can have your
Oh,
opinion, but the
now
numbers
you
don't
like the
lie.
numbers. Now you like the numbers, huh?
But I always do. That's why it was my idea to do the math. I just can't do the
No,
damn math,
it
but
wasn't.
I'll observe you.
You
I'll
wanted to
observe you.
not do the math.
No, I wanted to do. It was my idea to do the math. I just don't want you pulling any funny. I don't want you pulling a fast one because I might not be following you 100%. But you're doing a good job. It's
All right, hold on. Astro
You didn't
Kate
like-
said, hold on. Astro Kate said it did the math. A Hohmann transfer from 400 kilometers from low Earth orbit to the moon requires 14,000 kilometers per hour delta V. For context, initial LEO requires 30,000 kilometers per hour. So LEO is low Earth orbit. Okay, so this is for reference here. So LEO is low Earth orbit, which is what like the ISS is in, what they were in before they blasted toward the moon. And he's saying, I did the math. He or she is saying, Astro Kate, so probably she said, a Hohmann transfer from 400 kilometers, so 400 kilometers is a low Earth orbit, to the moon requires 14,000 kilometers per hour delta V. So delta V is,
Whoa.
you know what delta V is? It's a change in velocity. So you need to increase your velocity by 14,000 kilometers per hour. But they were already going at 30,000 kilometers per hour. So they needed to add to their 30,000 kilometers an hour another 14,000. Got it?
Who, me? Are you telling me or her? Yeah.
Yeah. And Mark Beiser is saying that the math didn't work because the deceleration is not at all linear. And you're right. So we need to do a differential equation for that.
Not looking good for the Apollo mission there.
Yeah,
you gotta sharpen your pencil. You guys are sharpening them pencils. What?
I use a marker.
Wait a second. So, wait a minute. Try a different equation, Roger.
So hold on a second.
Scrap that last equation. Try another one. I'm telling you, I can common sense feel it, man. You can't hurl something that far for that many days with that speed. You know, you just can't, man. It's not possible. I can feel it in my soul.
In your soul. That's your proof, huh?
Soul.
That's the level of your proof.
It's common sense. I can feel it though. You know, you can't throw something that far for that long. Shit doesn't work that way. In a cartoon, it could work like that. You know, Popeye punches Bluto and then he flies around the earth from one punch. But in real life, he's just gonna drop him maybe.
So all right, hold on a second. We're saying. Yeah, so hold on. Astronaut 66's actual delta V was more like 3,500 meters per second. I got 11,000 meters per second as the because they said it was 25,000 miles per hour. I got then 11,000 meters per second. Let me verify that was right. I don't know if that was correct. Miles per hour to meters per second, 11,000. Yeah, that's right.
That hunk of junk is going to fall right back down to Earth. If they attempted it, it was just going to collapse right back down, like a big old tractor truck, right back.
All right, Vlad does. All right, tell you what.
It's just going to come right back down. It's going to go up for a little while. It's going to go up for a little while. It's just going to
okay.
Right back.
Tell you what. Professor Phil Bell is pretty good at this math. He's dealt with it. He's volunteered to come on and talk to you after Christmas.
Okay.
So
okay, but we could talk. I'm not going to understand what he's saying, but I trust you guys to do the math, and you guys are kind of giving up on trying to do the math. Really, I'll talk to your friend, but he's gonna. I'm not going to follow.
Oh, okay.
Unless he makes it real simple.
Okay, so Phil Bell says 11,000 meters per second is the escape velocity, and then Fred and Six Fly says you assumed escape velocity. They obviously went faster than at the end of the rocket burn. So again, how fast were they going at the end of the burn is the question, and I don't know if we got the right answer to that.
They ain't going a million miles an hour. I mean, how much fast you're gonna break apart? You're gonna break 25,000 miles. That's crazy.
there's no air to provide any resistance. So how fast they go, there's nothing going to make it break apart. So the question that needs to be answered, that's maybe up in the air, is how fast were they going at the end of the burn relative to the ECEF reference frame? That might be the right question that we need to get the answer to.
To throw it that far, they'd have to be going about a million miles an hour.
You didn't do the math. You didn't do the math.
I'm just feeling it. To throw it that far, shit. Moon. I mean, that's the moon. It's supposedly so far.
Yeah, 380,000 kilometers.
239,000 miles or something like that. Quarter million miles. Almost a quarter million miles.
280,000. Quarter million is enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Too damn far. Not going to happen with 5 minutes of blast. I mean, if you were maybe shooting that rocket the whole way, you could chuck your way up there. But from your
one of the things they've talked about. One of the things that they've talked about for going to Mars is having a longer. They'd have to have a longer boost phase because you need to travel a lot more distance.
To boost the hell out of it, boy.
But one thing that is a little interesting is that if you were to accelerate, if you had enough fuel, if you could accelerate the whole way there, you'd be going too fast. So you'd have to go part of the way there and then turn around and then boost the other direction and slow down.
Okay, but that's not what happens.
That'd be the fastest way to get there. Would be to boost half the way about, and then turn around and boost and slow down the other portion of the way. But that takes a lot of fuel, so that's not an option because fuel is not unlimited.
Okay, so we've taken care of clouds being lit from underneath. We've taken care of the impossible to go to the moon. So let's go to the next one.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Wow, man. I mean, this is pretty good for me right now. For Flat Earth, we're looking good.
That's adorable. That's adorable.
All the physicists came up like, ooh, he's got a point there. We ain't getting it. It ain't happening. I mean, I'm learning. I'm listening. I'm waiting.
You're getting a lot of notes. Oh wait, we should finish the poll. Hold on. The poll has how many votes? It has almost 400 votes. I was hoping for 200. We got it. All right. The poll is: ladies, are you on Vlad's side? 70% said I'm not a lady. That's pretty cool. 30% are 30% of you actually ladies? Are you here for Vlad? 22% said no, and 6% are on your side, Vlad. 6% out of 398. So how many is that?
Listen, I'm not Brad Pitt over here, but
so Vlad.
Thank you.
Out of 300, let's call it 400 votes, 6% said yes. How many people said yes?
Out of 400?
Yeah.
6% said yes. Ooh, okay. 24.
All right. Good job. I was impressed. I didn't expect that, Vlad.
Me neither.
Yeah. Eric Burns says a Hohmann transfer is the least amount of fuel where you reach Mars at the exact opposite side of the sun. All right.
Yeah, what's up?
We have some questions from the audience or some comments from the audience if you don't mind.
Shoot.
Mr. E-Man says, have I missed all of the evidence? No, it's yet to come.
Which evidence?
None has presented yet, but
I must have been sleeping.
Do you have do you have stink bugs? We've got stink bugs. Let me here he is. Hold on. Let me get this guy up on here you go. Come on, right on here. Here you go. There it is. Oh, come on. Oh. There it is. Okay. Look at this. I got a stink bug right there. Just flew around. These guys.
Wow.
Yeah. You know what? It's not fun.
Is his
Don't
butt
crush them
pointy?
because they'll stink. So what I do is I go, here you go. You can go into right there, and then so I put them into that container, and then that container goes in the garbage, and then he'll move outside when I move the garbage outside if he survives.
You're nerding out on us there, Toon. With the bug collection.
Nerding. It's not a collection. It's a pest.
Put him with your other bug.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, Vicanuck. This is a good question. I don't know. Will he get this right? So Vicanuck says, ask him if his weights get heavier from buoyancy. Do weights get heavier from buoyancy?
Well, neutral buoyancy means they're like weightless. So buoyancy has to do with floating in water, yeah? Something's buoyant, so that weights would be lighter. They'd be lighter.
That's correct.
Lighter.
That's correct.
Sweet.
Stringer News 1, I think, wants you to join a beauty contest. And the name of the contest is Conception. And if you won, you would then be Miss Conception.
I'll leave that to the girls. The 40 that voted for me can have a beauty contest, and we can be 40. The judges and have a lot of fun.
How did it turn into 40?
24. They can have in your next show we can have a beauty contest, and you and me can judge, have some prizes. I'll have some we do some prizes. And
who are you going to compete against?
Well, the 24 that voted for the Vlad girls, the Rad Vlad girls could have like a beauty pageant.
I think it's very cute that your wife and daughters created 24 sock accounts to vote for you. That is dedication. Okay.
You always find my secret.
I know.
You always see through my smoke screen, man. That's why I don't like.
Another question from Melissa. Can he explain how we can have two celestial poles?
Well, first of all, we don't. That's the globe theory. We don't buy into that. So she's asking me how they turn, how there's.
Yeah, I mean, there are. You can see them.
The turning, huh? Well, it's just the way the sky moves, man. I mean, I'm not an expert on that. I haven't been up there, but there appears to be a strange. What's interesting about that, Toon? If someone stands on the equator, you can look to the north and look to the south with those cameras where they do the what do they call that when they you can make a long exposure and see the motion of the stars, right?
It's literally called a long exposure.
Yeah. So you would at the equator you have a stars moving in one motion in one way, and then if you veer to the north and south, they're spiraling the other way. So if we are standing on the surface of a globe, that would not be possible either, that you could stand on the equator and see three separate movements, like one a straight line directly overhead.
You don't see three separate movements. You see the result of one movement. But here you go. This is from Australia. Mm-hmm. There you go. South celestial pole there, due south in Australia. What do you think of that?
I love it. It's beautiful.
There's South Africa. There's Australia. There's look at that one. It's from Lake Titicaca.
Mm-hmm.
There it is, from Lake Titicaca, and there's the arch in Utah with a heavy distortion lens, but it's so that you can see both celestial poles, and of course, when you're north of the equator, you can't see the center of the south celestial pole.
Say that again. When you're in the equator.
When you're north of the equator, you cannot see the center of the south celestial pole. Right.
When you're north of the equator, But if you're right. But if you're right on the equator, can't you see them both?
You can see just the edge of both, right? You see if you look north, you'll see. If you look north, you see one half circle. If you
Right.
look south, you see the other half circle. Yeah. So that's what this delicate arch thing is in Utah. That's exactly predicted by the globe. And the South Africa, Australia, and Lake Titicaca ones are all the South Celestial
Yeah,
Pole.
I mean,
Looking
you know,
south,
look,
they're rotating clockwise. When you turn north, they rotate counterclockwise.
you know, the the stars in the firmament, they just have this swirling type of motion, man. It's wild, you
But
know.
but not when you look south. That doesn't make sense.
It's just the way the sky moves, man. It's wild. I mean, it's wild.
Because when you look south, we've got our
Uh-huh.
three
Yeah.
observers here,
Yeah.
right? So
Okay.
the three observers from sunset to sunrise, they look due south. They see the whole time. They see a single point of rotation due south of them the whole time, all year, every single day of the year. Looking due south, they see the same thing, a center of rotation looking due south. And they see it simultaneously because many of these overlap at different parts of the year, different parts of the day. They overlap. Who can see it? So how does that happen if there's a single dome over top? Because that would predict that you'd only see lateral moving stars near the horizon due south.
Right, but that dome's got some funky movement within it, man. The way it swirls around, it's kind of hard. You can't compare it to anything down here on the ground Earth. We're in the heaven, up there in the heavenlies, man. Things have some different ways of operating, like functioning, man. You've got rocks floating around up there. It's madness. Like when you look at the moon, it's like this big old thing just floating up there. How's that even happening, man?
It's not. It's in orbit. It's
madness. Yeah,
let me see here.
One
is that not really an appeal to emotion, but I'll put that on the top. Let's see. I think it's there. It is. It could no. That's not it. It's not appeal to nature.
Hold on, I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Getting a little hot over here. I'll be right back. Okay.
All right. Good luck.
Okay. I gotta get something.
Good luck. All right. Yeah. So what's the name of the fallacy where they're like, oh, it's just how it works? So these are the biases then. I don't think it's I think it's a I can't remember the name of the fallacy where it's just that's just how it works. I can't provide an explanation. That's the I mean, yeah, it's a form of personal incredulity, but it's making a positive claim about something. Personal incredulity is I don't believe it or I don't understand it. Therefore, it can't be true. So now there is a name for the fallacy. Baba Ali. So the Watcher said, ordered my fallacy cards today. 20 US bones for these. Oh man, inflation has gone up. Appeal to ignorance, argument by assertion, dumbness. No.
Hola.
What's with the hola?
Hola.
You're talking Spanish?
My people inside speak Spanish. Some of them.
What do you mean?
My wife is from Argentina.
You're
from Argentina.
Really?
Oh yeah.
And you're from Vladistan?
Yep.
Okay. So all right. So that was a good time for you to duck out there because this here is a little bit of a problem for you, isn't it?
You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Oh, look, let me tell you. For you guys, for the globe earthers, I'm gonna tell you right now that the way the stars swirl above those poles in the direction is a good proof for you guys. Okay, it is a good proof for you guys. Now I'm not gonna keep debating it because I'm just gonna get hammered on that one.
All right.
You know, and I would like to come back next time, and I'll focus more on that. You know, I'll do a little more research there and see what I can come up with. But that's a solid proof for you guys, for your team. You know, we've got some
Thanks.
solid proof too. Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, that's a good one for you guys. You know, that is a good one for you guys. I'll give you that. You know,
All
I'm not going to
right.
bullshit over here. Yeah, that's a good one for you guys. You know, this kind of thing. There's a lot of subject you could get into on Earth. You know, Democrat, Republican, atheist, theist, flat Earth, globe Earth. There's like proofs on both sides that are enough to ground people to one side or the other. You know, and it's amazing the way that works. You know, there's a lot of atheists who they have reasons to believe there's no creator. You know, and then there's people who believe in the creator. We've got a lot of proofs that we can observe and say no, there is. You know, so you know this is one of those things. Yeah, it's one of those things.
I get what you're doing. I get what you're doing.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
No, you got that. It's solid proof, man. It's 2-1. I'll say it's 2-1 right now. I can't mess with that one.
It's 3-0, but okay.
No way. You're come on.
Okay.
Be honest. I'm being honest. Be honest, dude.
So now next one. See, Steve6464 says, oh, this is funny. Are these retro thrusters from the 50s, 60s, or 70s? And if so, then they would be classic thrusters instead of retro thrusters, right? Am I right? Mr. QTube of the Fa of the QTube family says, is it too early to vote for Top Left 2024 because Vlad has my vote? Hey, there you go. Would you want to like give a little kind of stumping speech for your nomination for Top Left 2024?
I don't know. What do you mean a speech? What's going on right now?
Like maybe so that people might want to vote for you for Top Left 2024.
Right now, right now, maybe later I could make a campaign speech and I'll send you a video. Yeah,
that'd be super. Okay.
Okay.
That'd be good. All right.
I like to compete. You know, I'm a competitor, so if there's a competition, I'm in. You know, if there's something I feel I can do good at, you know, to do it.
You might do good at that. I probably would not. I'm still, I think, backing Flatzoid.
He's pretty good. I know him.
Yeah, he is.
I vote for him.
He is.
He's solid. He'll give you a run for your money.
Yeah, for Top Left.
You don't. But I vote. Flatzoid is dope. He's a dope flatter.
Would you say he's one of the best Top Left candidates?
What do you mean top left?
It's a competition. We'll be voting on it starting.
Flatzoid, he's top. Yeah, he's one of the top. He's top. He's very good.
But as
far as debating,
is he top left though?
I don't know what the hell you mean by that. When it comes to debating, he's a killer. Now other people have better videos. I don't know if you think you're fucking with me. He's a hard debater, man. He makes you guys look foolish. He's very tough. He's a tough. He's a very tough guy.
He's literally one of the most ridiculous debaters.
Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong person.
You have to be.
Okay. Maybe like Nathan Oakley he grinds. He
never debates. Oakley has never debated once.
I don't know. I think.
Okay.
I have to look it up anyway.
All right. Janusz Takas says, please make him read the translunar injection on Wikipedia. Would you read that?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Who, me? I can't get to my Wikipedia right now because I'm using my phone and my computer. I'm not messing with my computer right now.
Oh, all right.
I'm on my phone. I don't want to lose the live stream by looking something. Tell me what is it?
The translunar injection. So translunar injection was specifically what we were talking about. That's the details about how you go from being in orbit around the Earth into moving towards the moon.
Look, listen, your mathematicians tried, and all you guys put your pencils away, man. So let's move on from that one. It's kind of like you see something you don't like, you say, "Oh man, let's move to the next one." Oops. It was one of those. I've done those too.
Tell you, so we'll get this. We'll get the right numbers. We'll get the right physics.
It's like when you
And
open your wallet, you
hold
want
on.
to pay for something. Oh, there's no money there. Oops, let me close my wallet, put it away, get out of here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Never mind.
Okay.
Play back the video.
We'll get the right physics and velocities and facts about that, and we can run through that in maybe a high school level physics.
Have fun.
Way.
Have fun, man.
No, the next time you're on, we'll do that.
Okay.
All right. We've got Vicanux says, wasn't a manhole blasted into space once? A manhole cover? I think there was one that they were talked about that, but I don't think it reached, if I remember right, I don't think it reached escape velocity, but I don't remember. Fact-based says,
no, they threw a manhole cover to the moon. It's like amazing. It flew like a frisbee with one hard throw.
As Captain America, to the moon. No, that was Captain America that did that.
He did.
And it was a shield, not a manhole cover.
So. That's right. But it's possible. It is possible.
Fact base says, quote, there's something wrong with that lady, unquote. And attributed that to ridiculous Vlad 2023. Angel Gamer comes in and says, eat it. And I think Angel Gamer is talking about the bug, the stink bug. No.
Eat it. Yeah, eat it.
Do not like eating bugs.
Whoa.
Coffee Breath says, here's tonight's dad joke. Are you ready, Vlad? What did the wise men say after they gave Jesus their gold and frankincense? Wait, there's myrrh. Like more myrrh?
Yeah, myrrh. I get it.
That is a bad joke. Ouch. The Rocket Couch says, question for Vlad. Why is 1,000,000 a ridiculous number when it's speed, but perfectly normal for something like voltage? Hashtag research weenie earth. Is 1,000,000 volts a ridiculous amount of voltage?
I'm not an electrician. It's not my forte. But 1,000,000 miles an hour, nothing's going that fast.
Why not?
Not a hunk of metal. Not a hunk of metal that,
Why not? I got the card for it.
Well, show me what goes 1,000,000 miles an hour. Show me what goes 1,000,000 miles an hour.
This is the card. Right there.
What you got?
That's a personal incredulity. That's all it was. Is I don't. It's hard. I don't believe it. Right. That's all it is. Is that you don't believe it.
Well, what goes 1,000,000 miles an hour? What goes that fast?
Anything that gets accelerated to 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Okay.
Oh. All right. CV McCullers says science does not require a creator, but flat Earth does.
Well, that's one thing about the debate. Like flat earthers, more in general, more flat earthers believe in God in general. And in general, the round earthers, they are atheists. In general, not all of them, but I know you're not. I think you're not still.
I think it's a bit difficult to make that kind of a generalization because the flat earthers are a very, very small group. And so everything outside of flat earthers is just normal society. So it's you can't really say, well, the globe earthers are this because that's just the rest of society.
Yeah. No, I mean, everybody in my church is a globe earther. They all believe in God. So you're right. I agree with you. So I should phrase that differently. I would say people who are involved in this ridiculous ongoing debate of that group of people who are like fervent, on one side or the other, within that group, in general, the flat earthers, majority believe in God. They believe in the creator. Whereas the ones who are the round earth proponents who comment on videos and have the back and forth banter, I've noticed, I might be wrong, I would say they're mostly atheists. Would you agree with that?
That who are mostly atheists?
The people who come on these channels and, your audience and who are into the globe earth, flat earth debate, that group of people, they're a different group than the globies in my church who don't even care about it. Like,
I
say in
don't know
general
the
they're more
demographic.
atheist.
All right, the demographics of the people that are into this topic on the globe side, I would say probably is just a normal representation of people that are interested in science.
Or maybe have another vote with your audience. Who's they're all most let's might be fun to
We'd
who's
have to we'd have to compare to the normal, the
yeah. I think
representative group of
America's
people
like
that are
50.
interested in science.
Yeah, I think I think America is like 50-50 atheist create versus creationists now, the general public. I think they're like split
Oh,
in half
atheist
now.
versus not atheist.
Yeah. I think if you just ask
my guess is that you're probably a little off on that.
you think there's more atheists in the general public
No,
or
I think that
more
number's probably smaller. I think in general the number of people that would call themselves atheist is actually kind of small. I think you might find a rather larger group of people that would
yeah.
declare themselves to be agnostic. I think that agnostic is a more, when people think about it, is a more reasonable position than atheist, because atheist is a
Right.
declaration that there is none.
Yeah.
And I think that for the most
How do
part,
you know?
atheists are like, well, okay, we don't know that, so we can't truly say there is none. We need to be honest and say we don't think there is, because you can't establish evidence either way. So
But the ones I've spoken with, they talk like they know for a fact there's no God. Like we don't see him, it means he don't exist. Period. That's kind of their attitude.
well, yeah, and I think a lot of people function that way. But then when you ask them and say, well, what can you actually establish? Using some sort of a metric of any sort, whether it's a scientific metric or something that's not outside of that, we'll probably say, yeah, we can't establish anything for certain, so we're going to have to say probably not establishable. So so we've got some people, though. A few people are saying non-religious. We got Garmian says non-religious. We've got me.
That doesn't mean you're an atheist. If you're non-religious, you got to be clear. Atheist or theist.
Let me get to the next one. Says me, somebody whose name is me, says atheist. We've got Black Big Dragon says atheist. Nanology says atheist. We got It's a Rubik says agnostic. Jason T says atheist. So we do have, I think we have a pretty good distribution of atheists.
Yeah.
And we're getting
I know that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You guys are like 99%.
So well, I don't think 99. Let's do this.
You're 90.
I'll do a poll. And I'm gonna go generalization.
Well, if you did the same poll with a group of
you're
flat
gonna
earthers,
find mostly theists, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So atheist, and I'm gonna go for a generic term of theist.
Yeah,
so atheist, agnostic, theist. So there you go. People can vote there, and okay. I think though you will find that the people that are interested in science lean more towards atheist than the general population.
Mm-hmm.
That might be the case. Yeah,
I agree with that. Yeah, and one thing I say about that, what theists believe, what we believe is possible, but what atheists believe is it's impossible. It's impossible. What we believe is there is a creator who's beyond our perception. We can't see him, but we believe in it. We have faith in a creator because of the creation and the mechanisms we see within the creation, the creator. Why are you giggling?
Because Leslie Rohrer is a contrarian, and his answer is, I am none of the three.
None of the three. Contrarian.
Listen, I like Leslie. I talked to him a lot. He helped me design the circuit board here.
Well, how did he do that? It's amazing.
How did he design the circuit board?
He use some pre-existing machines.
He used software that designs it, and then went to a website, submitted it to a website, and said, and then I bought it.
I know, that's amazing. That's another topic that fascinates me. Technology in general, how the origins of technology. When like the story doesn't really hold water, man, when you follow it back. But that's another subject.
All right, let me finish.
How we have
Let me
technology.
catch up.
If we started out, yeah,
Let me catch up, and then we got to talk to your mom.
yeah.
So we got, did Vlad miss all of the evidence? Said Mr. E-Man. We've got cute Fa of the QTube family says, what goes 1 million miles per hour? The goalpost when debating a flurf. True. Glober Mom says, Effie's brains go 1 million miles per hour when they change topics.
Effie Mom's been around for a long time here. I always hear her.
She knows
She's
what's up.
into it.
That's Glober Mom.
Well, yeah, I've heard her.
Yeah, Joel M says, Vlad, at 52, you know more than me at 68. Go, Vlad.
Right on. Hey, man. Hey.
Okay.
I don't know. He's a smart. I know he's saying that. He must be a smart cookie.
We got 6string 007 says, I'm a Christian, but I'm not YEC, and I believe in the globe. Me too.
What's a YEC?
Young Earth creationist.
He's not a young Earth creationist.
He says he's not a young Earther. Yes.
But he's a Christian, but he doesn't believe in the.
Yep.
Okay.
Plenty of people like that.
Yeah, no, there is, but they're like a fringe group though. They're like, that's a kind of a group off on its own.
I don't think that you're correct on that.
The story of the Big Bang and evolution in billions of years doesn't require a God in the equation. You know, that story of evolution, it holds together that without the creator. So people who believe in the Big Bang and the billion-year-old Earth,
all right.
And believe that, you believe in God. They're kind of a fringe group.
We're getting away from the important thing. You know what the important thing is, Vlad?
Flat Earth.
The interview with your mom.
All right, let's go. Want to go talk to Mom? Let's go see her. We'll check her out.
All right, we're gonna go. It's gonna be good. Get your questions ready. That's not the part of Vlad that I want to see.
What I want to say, what the atheists believe, why is it impossible that nothing blew up and a rock came out?
That's not the claim. That's not the claim.
How about this?
That's not the claim.
Okay, look, how about this? All this got here. Me and you, our family, all the beauty, just got here for no reason, just because. Just happened by accident. Like, that's not possible. That's just, that's why what they believe, what we believe is possible. A God we don't see made it. Simple as that. That's possible. What they believe is just not possible, man.
That's
okay,
actually.
Let's go to Mama. It's not possible. Didn't get here. This place couldn't have gotten here by accident. Like all the. Come on, man. That's just. Things don't work like that.
Come on, man.
It just don't work that way.
Hey, come on, man. Isn't evidence.
Oh, my mom. You know what, Mom? My mom. She went to sleep. Look, only the dogs are here.
What do you mean she went to sleep? It's 8:00 there.
I know she be going to sleep early sometimes. What's up, Misha? You want to what? You want to play? Hold on, I'm busy right now. My daughter wants to play.
All this was to get your don't.
Listen, I'm a very busy man. I have no time to play with you right now. Run along. Let me see my mom. Get my mom out of there. I'm gonna play with you, Mom. Why are you sleeping already? Toon wanted to interview you. You went to sleep very early. All right, she said sorry. She out. Sorry, man.
Oh my gosh.
She's out to make sure she was really out. She goes to sleep early sometimes. We got carried away, and I didn't know she was going to do that, man. Sometimes she goes at 11. Today, it's like 8:00 here. So she was out, man. She looked tired. When we first spoke to her, I could tell she looked a little tired. She might not have slept well the night before, so we'll try her next time. That's unfortunate because she's a character when she's feeling frisky.
We're gonna have to start. We're gonna have to start with her next time, so she can go to bed afterwards.
Yeah. And she would have burned me up with you. She would jump on your side against me.
I know.
And
that's why we like her.
she gets my little daughter and indoctrinates her back to the globe Earth, like
Well,
behind my back.
indoctrinate's not the right word, but good for her.
Whatever.
She should keep that up.
Yeah. She'll like. I'll leave her for the day, and I come back, and my daughter believes in globe Earth. I have to re-teach her that's wrong. I tell my mom, don't do that, Mom.
We should do a GoFundMe for your mom to keep doing that.
Yeah, do it. I'll take care of the money. I'll make sure the money gets to her.
No, none touches your hands. No.
What do you mean?
Oh my gosh. All right.
There's that GoFundMe. I like that idea. So where were we? So, we got to, what else do we got here? What else? Oh, wanted to look at constellations because you guys got me a little bit with those swirly stars, but I've got something up my sleeve to punch some holes into what you people believe. And let me tell you, it's like a rail gun right now when I'm going to fire at you people. You're not going to like it.
But the buildup, I have a feeling it's not going to deliver, but okay. Is this that you sent me you texted me Google Images picture? Is that what you want?
I made a mistake. I texted and sent an email. If you look in your email, there's the Vsauce video, and then go to around 20 minutes. Just go to 20 minutes in, and what you'll see is he shows you how much the sun moves, in one human lifetime. Let's say if you live 100 years, okay. How much the sun moves in one human lifetime. And what I'm saying is that's according to science. What I'm saying is that if that's how much the sun, which is a star supposedly, moves in one human lifetime, then over the course of 5,000 years, which is how long we've been aware of constellations, the whole sky would be completely scrambled by now.
All right. Well, let me play. You want me to play the video or not?
Yeah, absolutely. Play it.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna share it so you can see as I do it. Okay.
Now go to where that starts, and it's like, I think it's around. Go to exactly 20 minutes.
There it is.
See what the man said.
There you go.
Can we hear it? We can't hear it.
I turned off the sound.
We need the sound.
Traced. From where we began here is the path you will take through the universe in your lifetime. You didn't buy a ticket for this ride. Your parents signed you up without asking. But nonetheless, it is quite literally the ride of your life. And as always, thanks for watching.
So that's how much the sun moves. Now he just took us about 4 light years away from the sun. Okay. He moved us with a computer so that the sun looks like the size of a star. Okay. So when you're on the mountaintop and you look up at the sky and you see the stars in your lifetime, they're supposed to move that much. If that was true, all the constellations would not look like they're supposed to anymore. You wouldn't see Leo, you wouldn't see Sagittarius and Cancer and Capricorn.
Did you do the analysis of that, or are you just saying things without any backing?
What do you mean?
Well,
you want me to do the math?
Well, yeah, because the sun isn't the solar system isn't the only thing that moves.
Well,
everything moves.
That's what
Everything moves.
That's what I'm saying. So if you're in the middle of if you're in the middle of a dust cloud, let's say, and you're small enough to be on one of those dust particles, and then they're all moving that much.
They're all moving. Yeah, they're moving with you. So here's the other picture you sent. Right, that's the Milky Way.
Because I know what your side is going to say. Well, you're all moving together.
Yeah. Why is that a problem?
Well, number one, because if you look at that swirl, various of the constellations are on various arms of that supposed Milky Way galaxy that we're part of. Like you've got Sagittarius on one arm, you've got Taurus, Gemini on another. If you analyze that,
so they're mostly near us. Hold, just be clear. They're mostly within about 6,000 light years from us. Is about as far as we can see with our eyes. That's about it.
They're in different positions, and I'll tell you, even if you lined up some marathon runners, okay, and someone, let's say you're gonna run, and you're running the same speed, and someone fires the gun.
Yeah.
You know, and then people are watching that. You know, as they move along, they're going to be in different positions according juxtaposed to one another. You know, even if they're all moving the same direction at the same speed, which isn't what we're dealing with. You know,
Right.
we've got this swirly Milky Way galaxy with stuff moving at different speeds, different positions. You know, and then add to that 100 years. We're talking about 5,000 years of movement, and not one. All the constellations, you can draw the picture. There's Taurus. All the stars are where they're supposed to be. The stars haven't changed in 5,000 years.
Do you have documentation of that?
Well, yeah. The Sumerians. I sent you another. Email where the Sumerians who mapped out the stars and the constellations. They have Sagittarius, Aries, Cancer, Capricorn. They've got all those. They're aware of the constellations. They've got it documented, man, on the cuneiform stones that they wrote on.
Right.
I mean, it's a fact.
That's
They're aware
email?
of it. I sent you an email. Yeah.
Okay. Right here. I'll pull it up. This
You
one.
know,
this one here, the Mesopotamian
people have
constellations.
known. Yeah, that Mesopotamian. Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
so hold on. So we have better than arc-second precision on the positions of stars. So is this, where can I find equal precision measurements of the positions of the stars in this? Does this have it in cuneiform? Did they write arc-second precise positioning?
Yeah. Well, look, I have other emails. I didn't want to bog you down with a bunch of them. I can go in it if you want. They were aware of the constellation of Cancer. It looks like a crab. Okay, that's a fact. I mean, you know, they were aware of Sagittarius, Capricorn,
but
Aries.
But that's not the question that I asked.
No, but what I'm telling you is to make a picture, you've got to have dots line up, you know, in a way that you can recognize a crab or like a Gemini, you know, the two. And when you look at the stars, with the stars that they looked at, they named them, and those names still work. It's not like, well, how'd they make a crab out of that? It doesn't look anything like a crab. Well, you know, stars moved over 5,000 years. No, they haven't. It still looks like a crab. It still looks like a bull. It still looks like Aries. You know, man, it's madness. It hasn't moved.
Okay, so you still didn't answer my question. Do these have the precise to the arc-second positions? Because we have that today. We know where the stars are in the sky, precise to arc-second measurements for hundreds of years. Do you have that? Where is that I can find it in this cuneiform tablet? Do they have that?
Well, you want me to text you the other one that shows the pictures that they were aware of, and then the cuneiform doesn't. I don't know what that says, man. You know, there's other articles. If you want to research it, I could send you the. I spent about 2 minutes researching it. Okay, the simple thing I'm saying is that a person 5,000 years ago could look up at the sky and they saw the same stars we see now, the same arrangement,
but not in the same position.
Well, if it was in a different position, it wouldn't look like a crab for Cancer.
It can be in a different position and still look like a crab because it's approximate. Because you don't hold a crab up to the sky and say, "Oh, look, that's an anatomically correct position of a crab," right? It's approximate.
But Vsauce showed you how much the sun travels from quite a distance. I mean, he made the sun look small as a star.
If we ask Vsauce, he will also say the other stars in the Milky Way, which are the ones that we see, the near stars in the Milky Way are the ones we see. He will say right here, right? See this? The right here. This is in the middle is our sun, right? And we don't see stars on the opposite side of the galaxy very well, right? We're not. That's not the constellations we're seeing. The constellations we're seeing are close to us. They're generally in the same vicinity.
Well, here's what I'll say.
So hold on. Just to be clear, Vsauce will make this very clear to you. All of these other stars are also orbiting the galaxy with us, at approximately the same velocity. So they will approximately not move very much, as predicted by our model. So if you're saying that it's impossible, in our model, you need to actually take our model, show the prediction of our model, and then show how the observation doesn't match our model.
Okay.
But all you've done is say you don't think it matches.
Okay, well then this is what I would do, Tune. This is what I would do, maybe for the next video. But it'd be very hard. But this is what I would do. If you have one viewer, one what do they call that? Point of view would be planet Earth. Okay, that's one. That's where we're looking from, where we're all standing. Okay, and then you'd have to have people or objects, tennis balls, in different positions. Okay, according to their positioning around the Earth, so you could have a tennis ball represent various stars that are involved in various constellations, okay, and then apply, and so now imagine if you're standing on the Earth, you've got constellations all around you. Some are in front, some are in back, some would be under the Earth, some would be above, okay, right, all around you. It's like 3D. You say we can't think in 3D because we're flat Earth. But I'm thinking 3D. Can you think 3D right now? You're in the center of this, like, cloud.
It's on screen right now.
Particle. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You're in the center, but that's a very flat picture. Okay, you got to place yourself inside of that flat-looking spiral. Place yourself inside. If you can, with your imagination, plant yourself inside. So it looks like you're in a dust cloud. Okay. You wouldn't see the spiral, the flat spiral. You would just see like shit all around you. Okay. Now and then apply not only the 100 years of motion to those various particles all around you. It could be represented by a person moving or a tennis ball. Let's say a tennis ball everywhere. Apply 100 years of motion. Let them be moving the same direction, but we got one a mile away let's say in relative. 1 mile could be like 100 light years, and then another one is maybe 10 miles away, and then another one's like 100 feet away, relatively. So then apply that same motion. The one that's 100 miles away is going to move very little. The one that's 10 feet from you is going to move a lot more. Okay. And then add that, then take a snapshot of that. So if you add 100 years of motion, scratch that, add 5,000 years of movement relative to how much it moves in 100 years. 5,000, that's how many, give me my calculator, how many more times. So it looked like it moved like an inch on the computer screen. Divide 5,000 by 100, whatever, how far that is. You can have a completely different sky. Okay, you can have a completely different. If that's what was happening, our night sky, our night sky. Let me finish. Our night sky would look completely different to us from our point of view than it does now. If stars were moving that much over the course of 5,000 years.
Okay, Vlad, you didn't do what I just said you needed to do. You need to actually use our model. You didn't use.
I'll make a model. I'll make a model.
Hold on, no, you don't. You don't make a model for the globe. It's already been made. You need to go to the astronomy sources, and you need to look up where the stars are, how far away they are, where they are in the galaxy, how fast we're moving, how fast they're moving, and then plot the relative positions with that. So, but let me show you before
I'll make a model. Hold on, Tin. I'll make them for the next video. For the next time I come on here, I'll do a little snapshot of the Milky Way. I'll do a model of, let's say, 10 stars. I'll find out how far they are from Earth and where they're located, and then let's see how much they move. Let's see how different they appear from our point of view after 5,000 years of motion. I'll make that model, no problem.
Right. Make sure it's based on the actual numbers, not just made up stuff and guesses.
And we'll see if it's like what you're saying. Nothing's going to look different at all. Let's see if it doesn't.
Let me show you. Let me just show you. This is the one I did a little more than 2 minutes of research on this. So the nautical almanacs are published every year. They include the positions of 60 some stars that are easy to find and bright and used for navigation. So in 2017, Polaris, which is the star that people often reference, is 89 degrees, 20.3 arc minutes. So that's So 90 degrees is the north celestial pole, 90 degrees. So this is about 40 arc minutes away from the north celestial pole. Do you know what arc minute is when I say that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay,
All those numbers.
You know what degrees are, right? 360 degrees in a circle. So this is so if it was 89 degrees, then and 90 is where the north celestial pole is, the center of rotation when looking north. Then it'd be 1 degree away from that, right? You know, and then Polaris then is 1 degree, and it's doing circles around it. But it's not 1 degree. It's a little less. It's an arc minute is 1/60th of a degree. So 20 arc minutes is about 1/3 of a degree. So if you do this here, Polaris in 2017 was about 2/3 of a degree away from the center of rotation.
Oh,
that's what this is, right? Now in 1900, so more than 100 years prior, it was 88 degrees 46 minutes. So it was about 34 arc minutes, so more than a half degree moved in 117 years. Right? So Polaris has moved, and in 1850 again we have 88.5 degrees. So there it's about 1.5 degrees from the center of rotation. When you go farther back than that, we've got Tycho Brahe did some measurements, and we've got this one here, this book by Strauch, who was a professor of theology at Danzig. Professor of theology, make it clear, the huge numbers of the people that were the founders of astronomy, the giants in astronomy, were theists, right? So anyway, a book by a professor of theology at Danzig University. You know Danzig, good band.
Glenn Danzig rocks.
Yeah, good band. In 1659, he cataloged the positions of the stars, also. So 1659, we've got 1572. So we can go back about 500 years to get the positions of the stars that are accurate to about an arc second or arc minute. This one's arc minute here. So they've been moving. The stars have been moving, and they move over 500 years. They move 1 or 2 degrees, depending on the star. Some have higher proper motion, some have less proper motion, and they all enjoy a little bit of precession. So,
well, how many degrees? Well, listen, based on what Vsauce showed us, there's a lot of movement there in only 100 years, because there's a speed that these stars are supposed to be traveling.
Like I said, Vsauce will tell you all the other stars are also moving approximately in the same direction with us. So like you said, if you're running a marathon, I like to say if you're in a car on a freeway and you're next to another car on the freeway, you look out you're going 70 miles an hour. You look out the car next to you, they're also going at 70 miles an hour. And relative to them, you're not moving. You can wave at them.
I'm so glad you said that.
You can wink at them. Exactly. They can dry heave when they look at you. You know, all that stuff.
I'm so glad you said that to him, because you helped me right now. That's what I'm trying to say. If there's a car next to you and you're both going 70 miles an hour, it's not going to change. But now, let's say according to you guys, the universe is so big. Let's say there's another car going 70 miles an hour, but he's 30 miles to the right of you. So he's behind, so now if you and the guy you and your buddy next to you are going 70 miles an hour, you're neck and neck. But when you see that guy that's 10 miles down on another road, also going 70 miles out in the same direction, he's gonna change drastically his position relative to you and the guy next to you in the car. That's what I'm saying.
He's not. But let's go back. Somebody said that Vsauce was explaining it earlier in the video. So let's see what he says here.
When the universe was very young, it was so hot, electrating through space, and has redshifted them. Are headed, riding along in the Milky Way, in the direction that the constellations of Leo and Virgo are to us, at a speed of 2.1 million kilometers per hour, towards a thing we don't fully understand yet, simply called the Great Attractor. This is how you, on Earth's surface, are moving through the universe aboard spaceship Earth. Okay, now stop. This is roughly 100 years of Earth's movement through space. This path we've traced, from where we began here, is the path you will take through the universe in your lifetime. You didn't buy a ticket for this.
All right, we covered that before, but so he mentioned
Okay,
it
but
in
look at
passing.
that.
He mentioned
Okay,
it in
but look at
passing
that.
earlier that all of the stars are moving with us approximately
That's
the
fine,
same speed.
but the ones that are much further away are gonna after 5,000 years of movement, which would be 50 times more than what we see here.
Yeah.
I did the math right now. That 1 inch streak I'm seeing on my phone, if you add 5,000 years, that's going to be 50 inches. Okay. That's a hell of a lot of movement. Now the car next to you, the star close to you, is not going to move as much, appear to move as much relative to you as the one 100 light years down that's also moved those 50 inches, but it won't look like 50 inches. So if you take a snapshot, on day one, and then another snapshot 5,000 years later, man, that star that's
farther
10 light years away is going to look different.
No, the farther away it is, the less apparent movement that it makes.
Right.
Less apparent movement.
Right.
So only the ones that are somewhat
Right.
close are going to appear to
Right.
move. The
Right.
far away ones won't appear to move.
Right. So you and the ones close to you are going to be kind of in one. They're going to be different relative position than the one far away, even though they're moving the same speed in the same direction.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, Vlad, if you actually were to look into this instead of watching a flat Earth video on it, you will discover, Vlad, that this does make sense, and your objections to it are unfounded.
There's no flat Earth videos. First of all, about what I'm talking about. This is original Vlad flat Earth theology right now. This is my original stuff.
Like I've said before, you can't build the model of the galaxy yourself. You go look at what other people have done. That's our model. Don't develop your own version of it, because that's what's that called if you develop your own version of it but it doesn't match? What's it called?
You asking me?
If you use a version of our model that isn't the correct version of our model, it's called a straw man. So if you say,
but I'm going to be a part of your model. I can use them. I don't have to recreate the whole damn universe.
If you
show my point,
the point is, Vlad, this is the important part. If you say the stars should move this amount, you have to use the actual amount that our model says it would. Otherwise, you're doing a straw man.
Well, Vsauce showed me how much your model moves. He just showed me. Vsauce showed me.
No, he didn't. He didn't show how much the other stars move in relation to it. He only showed the sun. That was the only one in that animation.
Right.
No other stars were in that animation.
So if another star was, let's say a star was 1 foot away from that star, and then another one was a mile away.
Let's put it right next to us, moving the same direction 3 light years away.
Say that again.
Let's put it next to us, moving the same direction 3 light years away. So here's ours. 3 light years away is the next one. Okay.
Yeah, fine.
Both going the same direction. After 100 years, if they're moving the same direction, the same speed, you won't tell anything. If they're slightly off, you'll see a little bit of variation.
Right. Okay, fine. So we're 10 light years apart. Okay, and we look the same. But what about the one that's see that light above me?
Yeah.
See that light above me?
Farther away will move less. It will appear to move less. So when they're far enough away, they're so far away that the precision of our instruments can't even identify any movement.
But the ones that we can identify that are not so far that we can't identify, but they're farther than the 10 light years. Okay, those that's the problem for you, because those won't move as much as these two guys going neck and neck are moving.
And they don't.
Well,
that's what we observe.
No,
it totally matches observation.
If me and Charlie are going, if me and Charlie went 3 feet this way, and this light also went 3 feet that way. You
Yeah.
think they're the same?
No, they'd be different. The far away one would appear to not move at all, and the one near you would appear to move a very, very small amount.
I rest my case.
It doesn't. Oh my gosh, it doesn't help.
I rest my case.
All right,
I
Vlad.
rest my case. So that constellation right there would change. And if there's other stars around, some closer, some even farther, as we're all moving, don't you see they're all going to completely change?
No. Don't straw man. Don't straw man our model. Use our actual model. Our actual model does not predict that amount of movement. Our actual model, the actual globe, solar system, galaxy model predicts very, very small apparent movements. That's the actual model. So if you say that our model predicts something else, you're straw manning our model. That's not what we say it would.
No, I'm not. I never knew how much it moved until Vsauce showed me how much it moves in one lifetime. That's you guys. I'm listening to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now Vsauce, like I said, Vsauce earlier in the video said we're all moving with it. So anyway, let me. I got a couple things to read, and we're at 2.5 hours here, so we need to. Hold on. We've got
my daughter wants to play with me.
Oh, hold on. I've got a baby coming. Oh my goodness, not a baby. It's a cat wrapped up in swaddling cloth.
Wow, you got a cat, Tune? I just got a new cat. How long have you had that cat?
This couple years. This is
the
cat named Raccoon. What a nice kitty. She's so sweet, so docile.
I never liked cats until I got my little kitty. Now I love my cat. My cat, man, I love them.
Give me
how old is your cat?
Like 3.
I'm gonna say my cat later.
All right, there you go.
How old is that cat? Oh, you talk
about 3.
I love them.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
All right, I got some questions for you. Vicanux says Vlad needs to read up on chaos theory, and it's hold on, and it's Vicanuk. Like Viking Canuck, because I'm Icelandic Canadian. So Vikanuk says that. Thank you, Vikanuk. You need to read up on chaos theory.
All right, I'll check it out.
Got some homework. Dirt bikes.
Well, they want to say that chaos can create types of order. That doesn't happen, man. Chaos can't create living mechanisms, organic mechanisms. Chaos is never going to make that. Chaos just makes a mess. So that's what it's about. Come on, think it through, Viking. My Viking brother, think it through. Okay.
Viking brother? Are you a Viking now? I thought you were from
Viking in me.
I thought you were from
Serbian, but
Vladistan. Right?
Whatever. Yeah.
Where is Vladistan?
I want to be.
Where is Vladistan?
You follow the hawk.
That's where Vladistan is. Okay. Yeah. Dirtbike says, MC Tune, have you seen Oli de Hasselier on YouTube and that Udishley program he's been using? I have. Ole de Hasselier is quite awesome. I do love his videos. I intend to next week I'll be talking about it in the next video, but next week I'm going to do a marathon, a 12-hour marathon. Starting Wednesday, not Tuesday, Wednesday. 12 hours, Vlad.
Well, all right. Craig, Fight to Fire did like 30 hours, though. It was, 12 was good.
I'm not doing that. My goodness.
Okay.
Did he do 30? I think he did, yeah.
He was smoking meth.
I don't think so. Mr. E-Man says, the problem is Vlad, is that everything moves with us. I think we covered that, but Mr. E-Man wanted to drill that in. Vikanuk says he should also watch the Vsauce video on why the Earth could not possibly be flat. Have you watched that one?
No, probably not. I'll look at it.
You should. It's pretty good. He gets gravity. He makes an assumption about gravity that flat earthers don't claim, but it's a good application of how gravity would work on a disk with mass and gravity working, which I know they don't claim that, but their claim, no flat earther actually has a claim about gravity that works. So
we say it's density.
But density
is but density
is not a force. Density is just how much matter is in something per volume. That's all that density is. It doesn't create a force. There's no direction. But things go down. Why down? Density doesn't explain that. Earth. Density doesn't explain that.
Well, a helium balloon goes up.
And not down. So why do things go down? Yeah. Saying that helium balloons go up doesn't help your case because things go down. This will go down, right? Not up. This didn't go up. This isn't a helium balloon. I'm not asking you to explain how a helium balloon goes up. It's perfectly explained with gravity. But I'm asking you, why does this go down? And why does this go down at 9.8 meters per second squared? And this goes down at 9.8 meters per second squared. And this goes down at 9.8 meters per second squared. All these things go down at 9.8 meters per second squared. Why is that? Oh, all right. Hold on a second. I'm getting a call from my aunt. All right, hold on. I have to take this. Can you, all right, I'm going to mute myself. You just, you talk to the audience there. All right.
Okay. I'll show some of my artwork. I got some artwork.
Hello. Yeah.
There's the American hybrid.
Why are you calling me on your mom's phone? You're grounded from your phone. You're not supposed to be calling anyway. Okay. So what do you want? No, I got crazy Uncle Mortimer. I'm not gonna give you. I'm not your Secret Santa. I'm not giving you last year was enough. No, you did no. Look, last year you swapped. I know you swapped it. You cheated on the papers that we pulled out of the hat. Yeah, no. I got crazy Uncle Mortimer. I already got the gift for him. No, I don't care. I know you cheated. You cheated it. I'm not going to talk to your mom about it. No. Forget it. Not a chance. I'm not doing it again this year. I did it last year. You put the dumb video on. Not again this year. Sean, stop. I don't get no, and I'm not gonna say hi to my audience for you. They don't no, I don't care. All right. I'll see you at Crazy Uncle Mortimer's house. All right. Bye. All right, what are you showing?
I'm showing some artwork that I do. I do some artwork.
Oh, I didn't mute myself. I thought I muted myself. Sorry, people. All right. What is this artwork?
This is my artwork. You know, I do a little doodling here and there. My friend did this one. This was me in the glory days. A friend of mine did that one.
I don't know if that's you.
That was me, man. I used to just train. All I used to do was train. That was me in the glory days. And then,
all these people said I'm art. All these people like, oh, you're not muted. I wasn't muted. Okay.
I have a book. I have a book of my art.
Okay.
So I just showed did a little art exhibit.
You ever bring your art to a farts and craft show?
Yeah, I used to do shows. Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, farts and craft. Farts and
crafts.
Farts and crafts.
Oh yeah.
All right.
A lot of fun. We had a lot of fun.
All right. Mr. E-Man. Mr. E-Man says the stars that you can see are relatively close to Earth. Therefore, the stars are close to us and the relative motion is very small. Yeah. So the stars we can see with our eyes are typically no more than 6,000 light years away, which isn't that far.
You got to use your brain. You got to be able to visualize things. If you're in the center of like this dust cloud, and that's fine if they're all moving in one direction. If you're snapping photos as you're traveling, those photos, all the relative separate particles are going to change in relative position of one another as you are all moving at the same speed in the same direction. As you're all moving in the same speed in the same direction, the stuff closer to you is going to move. It's going to appear to move one
more than the distance.
Yeah, more than the distant stuff. Okay, so the fact that they're all moving in one direction, the fact that they were all moving even if we're moving the same speed in the same direction, as you take snapshots, they're going to look different. That's why the constellations should look different, but they don't.
But they do.
And that's why I'm saying it's not moving.
And I
Come
have
up
to. I can show you the measurements of it. I can show you the measurements of it.
Vsauce showed you how much it moves in 100 years, and multiply that by
But
50.
he didn't
That's
show
500.
anything relative to anything else. All you saw was a streak on
We gotta
screen
visualize.
with no
Okay,
relation to any other stars.
You gotta visualize it. I mean, look, it's so simple. Let's say I have, this is one star, and then another star is here. I mean, I don't know if you're gonna, and then, and if I move, it's not gonna, if I move a little, the one closer to me is moving in a different rate than the one way over there, even though I'm moving my phone at the same speed relative to them.
Vlad, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what we see. That's what we see in reality.
So then you must agree with what I'm saying then. Then why do we, if we agree, why do we agree on one thing, but we don't agree on the important thing?
Because that's what is observed. What you just described is what's observed.
No, what's observed is the constellation. They haven't changed.
But they do. I can show you the measurements.
They haven't changed a girl's hair in 5,000 years.
But I can show you the measurements that they have.
Constellations are.
You cannot show me the measurements that they have not. I can show you the measurements that they have moved, and you don't have any measurements. That's the problem. I have evidence. You don't.
I have evidence
empty assertions.
I have evidence for the Mesopotamians. They're looking up the same sky I'm looking up at.
You did those. There were no measurements in there. All that was in there.
Showed you this much movement.
Only thing, Vlad, the only thing in the Mesopotamian thing was they had constellations that they gave names to, and some of them appear to be the same constellations that we see now, but no measurements of whether or not they're relatively misshapen compared to today.
When you look at the stars, they look like the picture that they're illustrating. Like if it's a crab, the stars have to line up in those positions to make the picture of the crab.
And how much could a star move to continue to look like a crab?
Well, if it moves this much in 100 years, then
but
times
it doesn't
50.
Move. But it doesn't move. Nothing moves this much. This isn't how we measure the movement of stars.
That's what Vsauce showed you.
No, Vsauce didn't show this. Vsauce didn't give any measurements. No measurements were in Vsauce's video.
If the night sky stars move that much, I'd notice it. In my lifetime, I'd see a different sky. In my short lifetime,
can you send her that? Can you send her that, Vlad?
And look. Let me tell you.
Move it to the center of the.
Now watch this. Watch this. These are the same, right? How about now?
How big is your ding
dong? How about now? Little smaller than that. Wide. That's how wide. So right here, I love this. Right away, his mind goes to the cock. Right away, his mind goes to the cock. Here's something for. This exactly. So if I move this, look at the difference, man. This is what we're talking about. You people don't understand. If I'm moving this much and I'm moving this much, we're gonna have a completely different sky. I'd have to know the vector of whatever you're saying. It's just common sense.
All right, fine. Stop.
Easy.
Oh my gosh. All right. Hold on. CV McCullough says, I have queried pastors on creation and science. Very few would negate Darwin. I was raised Christian, but I lean deist, as much of our founders did. SIFE. I don't know what SIFE is, but thank you for that, CV McCullough. Shovelhead Steve says, was he there? Did he read it in a book about the positions of the stars?
No,
I think he's going to hold on. He's going to like some flat earthers are like, were you there? Like they'll like try to dismiss evidence if you weren't there yourself to do it, as if that's part of science.
Okay. Well, if it's no good if we do that, then he shouldn't do it either. But I'm telling you,
I know he's kidding.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. We got to keep going here. Horace Spugfluddy.
These names, some funny names.
Horace Spugfluddy says, numbers are confusing like booby poop. Lake booby poop.
A 5-year-old viewer.
Lake Titicaca. What's the name of your favorite lake? What's your favorite lake?
Probably that's a funny name, Titicaca. That's a funny. I like I like I like the ocean. I like the Adriatic Mediterranean Sea. I'm not crazy about lakes. They're swampy. I don't like lakes. I like the Mediterranean Sea. Man, if you ever been there, that's paradise on earth.
Yeah.
Man, have you ever been to the Italy, like between Italy and Croatia, Serbia? That's
No.
heaven on earth.
Is that near Vladistan? Wait, I don't want to see
paradise.
that. Hold on, nobody wants to see that. Oh my gosh, you got to warn me. You got to warn me if you're gonna do that, Vlad, so I can switch scenes.
I know. Don't get too hot, man. I've got my shirt back on there. Sorry.
Jeez.
Randy Macho Man Savage. Oh yeah. Look at that shirt.
Snap it to a Slim Jim. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was the best. The 80s were the best, man. These people, I feel sorry for people who didn't remember. We got your Slim Jim. What's that?
That's Jack Links. That's not Slim Jim. That's the
Jack
competitor.
Link?
That's the competitor to Slim Jim.
Whew. You eat those? You put those down, huh?
Nope.
Man, the 80s were the best. Everything. The music, the movies, the wrestlers, the athlete. Man,
what's your favorite 80s band?
Probably, well, I mean, all of them. I like Iron Maiden, Megadeth, Slayer.
That's all.
Iron Maiden.
Back up.
Yeah.
What was the second one you said?
Megadeth.
There you go. You go. That's all you need.
Yeah. Yes.
Best album?
Holy Wars.
Rust in Peace.
Holy
Wars is on Rust in Peace.
I know, you're right. Rust in Peace, yeah.
And yes, Rust in Peace is the best album, a best song on that album. It gives me chills when I hear it. All right.
It's incredible. He's still making good music too. He's still doing it.
Yes.
Dave Mustaine, his new album, yeah.
Yep.
Thank God for heavy metal. Mm-hmm.
I saw when they came through a couple years ago. All right. Stevie McCullers says, it's cognitive dissonance with space, but it's real. All right. Baux1 says, I don't
know why these guys don't get it. It's so simple. Yeah.
Yeah. No kidding. Says, I get not everyone understands orbital mechanics, but this guy surely still thinks that if he closes his eyes, everyone else suddenly can't see him. You're not there. You're there. You're not there. You're there.
No, when I leave the room, you cease to exist. I know that. Some kind of test going on here for the Vlad.
CV McCullers says he was right there with the cuneiform Mesopotamians when they were writing in the cuneiform. Thor Rasmussen, how's that for a Viking name? Thor Rasmussen says, thanks for all the membership gifts.
Amon Amarth. Amon Amarth is a good Viking band. They're a little bit growly though, the singer, but I saw them. They're pretty good.
Nerd Alert says nobody is mentioning Nickelback. Nickelback's not a 90s or an 80s band.
They were 90s.
Yeah.
They had some feel-good tunes. They had some feel, but they weren't like rock giants. They were like, they were okay.
I was at a concert on Friday night, and the just before one of the bands they introed with a Slayer song. I'm like, hey, that's Slayer. And Eric Burns says, at MC Tune, I was at a conference. I was one of the guys that gave his talk in a Slayer t-shirt.
Sweet.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, I saw Dokken play at the Whiskey a couple weeks ago. Dokken. They have a new album. It was killer. Right?
At the Whiskey.
They played at the Whiskey.
The
Dokken.
Whiskey a Go-Go?
Whiskey Go-Go. Yeah.
I've never been
there.
there.
I saw them there about 2. Yeah, so I live just right up the road.
How far are you from there?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Seriously? Oh man.
15 minutes.
I've never been there.
Yeah. I live here. That's where I live. I'm in West LA. That's West Hollywood. I'm in West LA.
All right. All right. I have another live stream that was scheduled for almost an hour ago. I'm moving it forward to 11. It's a call-in show. It's the Christmas call-in show.
You can do another show, man. You have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Respect.
All right. Well, Vlad. The only sadness I have is that your mom wasn't there. We're gonna have to make it happen.
Yeah. Next time. We'll hit it first. That's a good plan.
We'll get early.
We'll hit her up first. Yeah. Okay.
All right, Vlad.
Yeah, man.
Anything you want to say? I know you're probably sad because you lost so bad, but what do you want to say, Vlad?
It hurts losing, but if I believe in myself and never give up and try again, I know one day I can beat you, or I can achieve my dreams. If I, that's what they tell me.
You gotta have dreams.
Every celebrity. If I believe in myself and never give up, I can achieve my dreams.
All right, 300 votes. 50% atheist, 27% agnostic, and 22% theist. There you go. I have no idea how that compares to general society or those with an interest in science. That would be an interesting thing to look
Interesting
up.
numbers. I thought there'd be higher number of atheists, so I was wrong. First time for everything.
All right. All right. Well, sounds good, Vlad. It's been good talking to you. We'll catch you later.
All right, man. Peace. God bless everybody.